You guys are tuning in to the Lavish Journey
podcast. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Ladies and boys, girls, welcome back to Lavish Journey podcast. It's your host Jay Gaze in here today with my brother Freedom.
What's up, y'all? How you living? How you feeling? Welcome back to this week's. Okay, sing that.
Okay, go ahead. Y'all want to start singing? Go ahead. Start.
Yeah,
Say Shenanigans. Go ahead.
Shenanigans.
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 Yes, tenor. Okay. I love
That was definitely baritone.
Oh, just kidding.
The way he came in.
Shenanigans.
There you go. Smooth.
We gotta record that.
But we got some special guests in here today. Shout out to our sister Chantel.
Hi.
That's my dog.
Hey. Shout out to Althea for coming in here. Her first time on the podcast Shenanigans.
Yeah, girl.
Shout out to our brother Randall.
Randall.
And our brother Corey Michaels.
And he's
Hey,
a singer.
Everybody.
It's the Michaels.
Yeah.
Not the Michaels.
The Michaels. You like that name better? Corey the Michaels?
It doesn't flow
No,
with
it
my
doesn't.
brand, but
Corey the Michaels.
That could be your
for the purpose of this conversation, sure.
that could be your fans' names.
The Michaels.
The Michaels.
The Michaels.
Hey,
Oh,
that's
every
cute.
fan does need a fan name.
They do.
Yeah.
These are my
And
Michaels.
actually, they're supposed to name themselves. It would be
Well, I just-
sadistical for me to do it.
well, I
You
just
can
named
still
them.
like silently plug it.
Yeah.
You could.
you
Just
feel me?
plant it, you know.
dropping a couple
Come
songs.
up with
There
three,
you go.
Yeah,
then
exactly.
vote on it.
Like, where's my
All right,
Michaels
Twitter.
at?
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
indeed. There we
And
go.
you-
Take a
and you're
poll.
gay, so
Okay.
that fits.
You never know.
What?
Y'all are so silly.
So today's word day is simplicity.
Love it.
Simplicity.
And shout out to Chantel for picking that.
Thanks.
So why do you choose simplicity today?
Because I just feel like that's what the world needs to hear in the midst of all this craziness and uncertainty. Just remember the simple things, like be simplistic. Don't make it a big to do.
I like
Right.
that. I
You
like
know,
that. That's well
facts.
said.
One of
Yeah.
the simplest things you can do is
You know,
Breathe.
okay.
It
Y'all,
took
we
me
almost
a
missed
second.
it.
You know
We
what?
almost missed it.
Yeah, I
See,
didn't know
see,
if
we was
was
trying to be
It
too
was
deep.
the- it was
We was trying to be too
I
deep.
caught it.
It was
Like,
the mask.
I just
Y'all
seen
can't
your
see my
curtain
y'all
move.
Y'all can
so.
not my
Stop, not a
Your
curtain.
curtain.
And you know, I
Unveil.
never wear a mask like this. I normally this is the first time I'm really
Yeah.
wearing
Yeah,
this blue one.
you know
I
we got
normally,
the one.
I normally come up with
You come with the
different
fancy-
styles.
Yeah, y'all out here mask off for real. I'm
Fuck it, mask
Don't
off.
be
We been
nuts.
mask off
y'all out
since.
here.
Yeah, since the start.
I
I'm
don't
always around.
They're my
you.
friends, but I don't know these niggas like that. Okay.
We share water.
Okay, all right. all
We
right.
have in the past. I'm not gonna hold you.
Hey, I'm not judging anybody's way of taking on this situation that we
Right.
in right here. Everybody
I saw people
you know-
on television not wearing masks.
Yeah, you got to work through these waters the way you can, you know. It's-
I don't see the president wearing it. Man, he around hella people.
I know he also got COVID though.
He did
There's
get it
that.
though.
And
He
he still
did.
survived.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
For what,
I like
3
that.
I
days?
like that.
Yeah, after 2 days, I think 3 days, something like that.
But you know what?
He
When
got
you have
access to some
I
different
was
type
gonna
of
say,
medications
man,
and things that our
it
healthcare
don't
may not
take it don't
cover,
take
baby.
but 12 minutes. Okay, now you know as soon as they stuck that thing up his nose
Honey,
and it
listen.
tested back positive.
They were already thinking.
Yeah, they had
Yeah,
that ass.
that's true.
Have
They-
any of
they-
you had the shot yet?
No.
Would you get
No.
the shot?
Will you get
So
this?
I have known. Did I tell you this? So the what's her name, Stami, the woman who owns the building, from the Close music video, that really colorful building, she was a part of a trial, a vaccination trial. So she had it. I haven't talked to her, but she's still out here posting on Facebook like she cool.
I
So-
also know somebody who was a part of that trial, and the interesting thing is they weren't told whether they were given an actual vaccine or a placebo, so they don't know if they're actually like safe or not.
Well,
To see, like, just so that when they check back with them, if they were saying like, "Hey, do you have any symptoms, any side effects, things like that," so that they can get like very,
like a psychological.
yeah,
depth to
yeah,
it.
because they didn't want them to be like, "Yeah, I think I'm feeling this," or "I think I'm feeling that." You know how people be. So
They need to
that,
back
yeah,
up.
so they actually did.
Hypochondriac.
Right.
I'm sick.
I'm like, oh, I'm feeling the
I
chill.
got that. What they said on
But
TV.
you know, they said the vaccine wasn't approved yet. Y'all know that, right?
Oh,
That's still
really?
not an approved vaccine.
Right, that's why I
Yeah.
said trials.
Yeah, it's trials. Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all,
I thought the FDA did approve it. Not Pfizer's or Moderna's.
not yet.
Wow.
It was
Not
a
that I
guy-
know of.
Yeah, it was a guy on CNN talking about, they have better versions or things that they can use
I love
for
a man
this
who can
vaccine,
talk
but
politics.
the FDA isn't allowing them to. So,
Yep.
you feel me?
I'm not currently interested in the vaccine personally.
Don't do it.
I'm not currently interested in it. It's gonna take
I
a
catch the flu
long.
every year. I haven't caught
I don't get the
yet.
flu vaccine either.
Yeah, I don't get
haven't.
sick.
I've never gotten it.
Unless
Like,
I eat too
I'll-
many sweets.
Because I go to CVS and they be talking about it's free, and I still don't get it.
Listen,
You feel me?
Do you not
Mine
trust the
was
flu
free at
vaccine?
work, but like, and
I
I
just
got
don't-
it, and the one time I did get it, I got sick. So
The vaccine.
Oh.
Because it is
It is a strand
You're
of the flu.
inserted,
Yeah.
yeah. And I got really bad. Like,
But
I
the
got
vac-
sick really bad, and that's when COVID happened. I was like, I don't know if I'm you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was right around that time.
They're gonna put us in the corner and make us take the COVID vaccine.
See,
You know
what I
what?
have heard though,
You might need it to travel.
To travel, yeah.
or to work.
Crazy.
So like for
Certain jobs.
for
yeah, like
educators,
for-
I think we may be required.
For educators, I know that people. I mean, obviously, I'm in the music industry, so people were talking about like for touring, for shows, it's gonna be like a requirement for you to do it, and it might be even more difficult because you can be if you're doing a tour, so you're in one state and you don't have it because you have to get tested all the time, and you can get to another state and then you could have it, and then you have to cancel your show, or your bandmate gets it, and it's like, okay, well then I need to find a replacement. So I
But-
do see it being kind of difficult to do.
But even if you get the shot, it's not preventing you from getting it again.
It's not.
So that's my
It's-
whole thing about
it's not a
COVID.
cure.
Yeah, so it's like even if you get the shot
that
and,
tip.
and then you go somewhere
It's
else
not
and
a
get
cure.
sick, it's like, so
That's a good point.
what's the point of getting it
That
if I
is a
can
fact.
still
It
get
doesn't
COVID?
help
the-
my
yeah.
You
argument.
still get the flu even if you get the flu shot.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's good.
So
I didn't even
that's
think
my
about
whole
it
thing.
like that.
That's
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
take something that's not
You-
even proven.
Why
There
you
must
confused
be
yet.
there must be some loop to that though, because they want to put all this money into something that would not actually. Oh, it stops the spread of it.
Yeah, it's supposed to slow down the spread.
Oh,
Yeah.
it slows down the spread,
Yeah.
so you
Because
can
that's
still
like with the
catch
flu.
it.
There's
Yeah.
no, you can still catch
But
the
it's,
flu
there's
every
a
year.
there's a narrower path to you.
And also
Okay.
the what is it? The vaccine helps your body create antibodies to fight it off.
No, I
If
eat
it-
kale and everything.
Listen,
Same.
everybody
I do
see.
I had a kale shake today.
Yeah.
Natural foods,
Pretty
boost your
good.
immune system.
Yeah.
Garlic.
I didn't say they was correct.
You don't
Sea
need to
moss.
take
I'm
a
just
vaccine
saying, I don't even want to hear all that because honestly, they didn't say anything about how to boost our immune system throughout this whole
Right.
That's what the
process.
guy
Because, like you just
Wait.
said, it's a moneymaker. They just
Yeah.
want-
Yeah, it's a
That
product
part
now.
too.
They gotta sell it.
That
Now
part
that they
too.
made that vaccine and have invested
Of
all this money
course.
into it, they have to push this product. If I make
Big
a bunch
pharma.
of shirts, oh, you better believe you're gonna hear about these shirts.
Speaking
You know,
about shirts,
Fred.
tell us about your business. No basis.
Look at that segue.
Hey.
Come on, simplicity.
Hey.
Yes, indeed.
Come on, simplicity.
Yes. So my name's Althea. I'm the creator of NoBasis. NoBasis is a
Go on, show it off
customizable
again.
apparel company. I keep forgetting that.
Show it off. Yeah.
Yeah, so customizable apparel company. I started it. Well, I opened up my storefront in 2017. I actually got the idea for it in college while I was studying abroad.
Where were you studying abroad?
I was about to ask that question.
So I lived in France. I lived in France.
Got
yeah.
you, ho.
Study, like, do you know
Don't do that,
French
Corey.
fluently?
No. So boom, great segue again. So because I could not speak French, I got a shirt made that said "Parlez-vous anglais?" Right? Do you speak
Oh,
English?
smart.
Yeah, because the thing is, in France, it's very diverse as far as the look of people, and so
Okay.
people would come up to me just speaking French and thinking I should understand it. And so once I got that shirt made, it was like, yo, they
was such a
approached
great
me.
idea.
They approached me differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They knew what
was
that I
up.
was not. I was not French
You're a
speaking.
visitor.
French
Exactly.
speaking.
And so what I did after that was I realized, like, okay, fashion is communication. Like, you
It
should be
is.
able to just, like, when I make something for somebody, it's about them expressing who they are. For real. Like, straight to the point. Everything in black and white. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is who I am. People try and judge you based off what you wear.
True.
And I don't say that on a surface level. I say that even from a marketing and psychological standpoint, right? As a producer of fashion, I made that hoodie for you to put on when you don't care about what you wear today.
Okay.
And for you to give off that feel today. You know what I'm saying? So from top to bottom, it's all about it's all about expressing self. And so I wanted to kind of cut through that clutter of like, oh, this is a name brand, this is this and that, and allow and create a system where people come in when they got that top of the mind statement. Like I'm expecting people to come into my store tomorrow and say, do you see your privilege now? You know what I mean? I'm expecting people to come into my store tomorrow and express how they feel on their shirts and wear them. So that's pretty much what I did, was kind of take that concept of updating your Facebook status or tweeting and put it on a shirt. But I also have always been interested in fashion, so I do like cut and sewn designs and like source really cool products and stuff like that, and do like commercial printing for somebody like Corey Michaels, who has clothing line and things like that. So yeah, that's a little bit about NoBasis.
Wow.
So where does the name NoBasis come from?
Because technically the brand itself has no base. Each client and customer is creating the base of NoBasis. So you're going to say something different. You're going to say something different. So NoBasis is going to have a different meaning for everybody who comes in. So we don't have a base. We say anything. Y'all, it's about the population, NoBasis.
Right.
That's dope.
It's all about
Come on,
expression.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
This is like my first
Love
time actually meeting you, and I've been seeing your brand for years. Like,
Shut up. Don't say years.
Lemon Pine Drop. They had an event at your thing. Yeah, I'm hip. I'm hip. So
stop it.
congrats on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I always saw like NoBasis. Like, who is that? What, I did, and I saw they had an event there.
Yeah.
And Corey came on with a shirt on. So you're
Okay.
definitely doing your thing. Keep it going, my sister.
I mean, you're like literally half of my
everybody.
closet. I mean, but we know this. We know this.
So, like you
Yeah.
said, you had a store. Where is it located?
It's at Great Northern Mall. I've been there
Girl,
since
quit
the
playing with
end.
me.
Yeah,
For real.
you
And we're not
know
talking-
that?
Up and through there.
And we're not talking about one of those little middle kiosks.
Nah, she got a real deal store in there.
She has
You
a
better go
phone.
ahead.
You be throwing functions.
Hold on, let's
I
rewind
did.
back
Be
real
out there
quick. When was
with
your
my
first
card.
store at? Was it always there?
That was my
What?
Yeah, that's my first store. That's my first store.
Wow.
Before the stores, I was doing pop-ups, like
Yeah.
just doing different events. So I might be at Tequila Fest and saying, "What you want on the shirt?" And those were really fun, right? Because I'm getting a bunch of drunk people just coming in,
Making
like
money.
I'm this teacher needs tequila. You know what I'm saying?
I
Whatever
need
it
parts.
was. Or
I
I'm
need
at
parts.
EST Fest and they smoking weed and they talking about, you know what I mean? Light it up. It's lit. Things like that. So basically, like going to all these different places and capturing the moment through clothing. So then how I transitioned into the storefront was really honestly God, because
Amen.
I was going
Money wheel.
out through a bunch of different, like I was just, man, I was hungry. I'm still hungry, but I don't even know that hunger no more. That
Wait. You was chicken book hungry.
don't talk about it.
Come on.
No, literally, my notebook had fried chicken stains in it, man. I'm eating and like it was crazy.
That's how you
So-
got.
That's that
Yeah,
passion.
Yeah. So I
If you
so
know,
hungry.
you know.
Okay.
And
If you know, you know, baby.
So I'm going through those motions, and I ended up actually a friend of mine let me know, like, yo, of an opportunity with Starwood, who owns a bunch of malls in the United States. They were hosting a pop-up battle contest, nationwide contest, and I went out for it. I went through all these different rounds of interviews. Now, rewinding back to me being in college, I majored in supply chain management and then marketing. I finished up marketing while I was actually studying abroad. So I had, I knew how to present numbers. I knew how to present myself to, what should we call? Politically
Yeah,
correct.
okay.
There we
There
go.
you go.
I knew how to be very politically
Fancy.
correct,
Come on,
business
vocabulary.
savvy, things like that, right? So I presented that, and I actually won that nationwide contest. And what they did was give me a
Congrats.
trial run in the store. They set me up, you know what I mean? And they were so surprised at how, like, I had my blueprint. Like, I knew what I wanted. Like, it
Thanks.
was in here, period. And they was like, oh, wow. So they set me up. They gave me a trial run, and I've been there ever since. So everything worked out, and that's how I'm here today with you guys.
That's what's
You better
up.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's
Thank you.
what's up. That's inspiring.
I
You
felt
know,
like I was just on like a whole like documentary.
it was.
That was a
It
journey. I
was.
love it.
It was.
One
So-
day I'm gonna do like a little animation video.
I'm about to say,
where,
you
like,
should do
shows
some
this
kinda-
person going through all these
Please
different
do.
things. I wish I could relive it, but since I can't, if y'all know any cartoonists, I'm trying to create like a little.
Hit us up.
Yeah, hit us
Right.
Hit
up.
us down below.
Yeah.
Girl, you better get on Fiverr.
Get your bag.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, that's definitely
thought we were
inspiring
serious
story
people
though.
only.
I like that. I like her story. That's definitely
Not
inspiring.
serious people
I
only.
ain't got time for games.
This ain't no
Yeah.
dating app.
No, thank you.
Well, so what's some word of advice you would give people who are trying to maybe not create a no basis, but just get their footing wet or planted?
in indie industry, like any entrepreneurial advice?
Yeah, well, I'll say on a clothing brand specifically, since that's a part of what you do. Because
okay.
Where did you go to, even get those type of hoodies? Who did you contact?
Yeah,
it's a whole system in place.
honestly, it's a lot of research. So
I
if you
agree.
really and don't let your mouth move faster than your brain, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, because I ended up saying like, yeah, I can do this, I could probably try that, I could do this, and then having to like really go on the back end and figure out like, yo, how do I make this work? So mind you, when I won that contest, I was out in front of the masses, and I wasn't ready with the inventory, I wasn't ready with certain things, and it was like, yo, hey, you know what I'm saying? I was stressed out. I tell people that first year I probably cried more than I laughed because even though I went to school for business, even though I learned the supply chain, which is, you guys, you guys supply exactly.
It's
like
the
taking
factory
that
of it
raw
all.
material and bringing it to a finished good. So consumers never really see the supply chain. The only part of the supply chain you see is FedEx and UPS, the logistics of getting that product in there.
Facts.
But
Buyers,
exactly. The buyers, things like that, you really don't meet them that much unless they are the buyer and the
consumer,
the associate that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But you got it. It's all that stuff. So really having to wear all these different caps, man, it was definitely something to learn. I had a steep learning curve that I had to navigate, and then at that time I wasn't really sure how I wanted to, like, right now I'm honestly just learning how to be the face of my brand. I never really wanted to be the face of my brand.
I feel you.
So I never really wanted to. I see you got the shades on now.
I
Trust me.
said that when I walked the scenes.
Trust me, I never.
Yeah.
I used to wear shades. Look at old pictures of me. I used to wear shades all the time.
For sure.
I totally understand that mantra, bro.
Yep,
Like that
yep,
was me.
yep.
Anytime. So I never wanted to be the face of it, and so that journey was very private for me. And so for entrepreneurs, I would say who are in that lane, again, do your research first, but under promise and oversell. You know what I'm saying? Versus like over promise and then try and catch up with yourself. You don't want to feel like you always
big.
catching up with yourself. And then be okay with telling more of your story and the struggles, because I know it was kind of like I felt bipolar a little bit, like yo, I'm putting certain things out, but I'm feeling this way, but I'm trying to present myself as this way, and that didn't sit right with me as a genuine individual. Now I'm like, yo, fuck it, this shit hard,
Yeah.
And people
confidence.
appreciate you more like when you're not vulnerable, but you're transparent. You know what I'm saying?
Authentic.
Like, thank you. You're authentic with your journey. So like, how did you find balance while you were wearing all of those caps? Like, how did I find
question.
balance? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Her team.
I thank you. Thanks for the line. Boom. Definitely the team. Definitely had to learn delegation. When something is like your baby, it's hard to give it to the babysitter sometimes. Give the baby to the babysitter. So definitely delegating certain things and like leaving certain things alone and trusting who was at the store or who was handling marketing, who was posting, who was, doing whatever they were doing, trying to learn that trust. But I honestly, I would say I'm still finding balance.
Okay.
Just because
Come on, Libra.
That's honest.
it's a constant thing for me. Every time I take a step, I'm like, hey, is this balanced? You know what I mean? Like, so I never that journey for me is never ending. I think that what I have done is evolved enough to deal with times that are not as balanced as I would like them to be, even in 2020, right? Like, I had to grow. Like, I had to be like, yo, things are different. This is not how you set it up, but that's what everybody is going through right now. So find peace here, find peace there, create here, create there. You know what I mean? And so I had to start to, I guess, create my own balance in my own way. But balance for me is a never-ending journey. I'm always trying to balance out everything around me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What's what's up?
Amazing.
Yeah.
That was dope. That was dope.
Yeah.
It's like I'm about to walk out of here a different woman.
For real.
Man.
Okay.
Stop.
Man.
Key.
For real. I know definitely being an entrepreneur, that's a tough thing. You know what I mean? Definitely starting from the ground up and then going to a mall like Great Northern. That's a
mall.
huge, yeah.
I love that mall.
Yeah.
That, salute to you on
Not
that.
the tier.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, you dropped
Right.
a tear? A
Yeah,
tear
the right
came
out.
out?
She better quit lip
These are
quivering.
mine.
No, the liner though.
Oh no, girl, it's beauty supply.
Oh, girl, I love
$1.99.
beauty supplies.
Yes,
Don't
indeed.
play. Don't play.
No.
No, my friend got me some, or I wouldn't have bought. I don't know.
Okay.
Trust me.
Excuse me?
Let's have,
We talking
sorry.
about
That whole other
We
language.
definitely
Right.
just segue to a
Okay,
different
I'm
episode.
ready. I'm ready.
Stop.
So, and we also got our brother Randall in here that's an entrepreneur as well. So, can
What's
you
up?
tell us about your
Hey.
journey, like when you first started with the entrepreneurship and real estate? You know, the
For
whole-
sure, yeah. So you remember that?
Ooh,
You remember that
baby.
MTV Cribs? Shut up. You remember MTV Cribs back in the day?
Yeah.
And those shows on like VH1 that show those like celebrities with all the big houses and all that.
Yeah.
So I was watching that one time when I was a kid, and I saw that most of the people who had like the really big houses were like in real estate. They were involved in real estate or stocks and bonds and all that stuff. So ever since then, I was like, I want to do real
You
estate.
said there's money here.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so I followed the normal path like everyone else did. Most people do. Like you go to school, go to college, they tell you to get 9 to 5. I did that. I was an accountant for a while. Made some good money. Moved up pretty fast in that industry. But then I realized one day I was looking at the CFO and the CEOs of those companies, and they had been working there like 12-hour days. They had all this money in the world,
Jeez.
nice cars, but they never got to go and spend that time or money with their kids and their families. So I was like, that's not the life I want to be. Even if
Yeah.
I could reach that level, I don't want to be living in the office. You know?
Yeah.
I
Right.
want to live in my giant mansion.
Exactly. Because what's the point?
Exactly. So for me, it was I knew like to get the money I wanted, I had to make my own path. I knew that 9 to 5 structure wasn't going to make it, even if I became one of the biggest CEOs there was. I still wasn't going to reach the level I wanted to get to. And so I knew that the way to do that, it was just find a passion and make a career out of that. And so I started talking to some of the rich folks that I knew in my network, figuring out what they did, and they basically said find a product to sell. And then that brought me back to my younger days when I wanted to do real estate. And then
Come on, Circle.
Okay.
yeah, right. So at this point, it's like 2016, 2017. I just moved back from Chicago to Columbus, and then I started hearing about how investing was blowing up in Columbus, especially in Ohio. So I knew a couple people who were doing flips, and I jumped on it. Started doing my first couple, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. Yeah.
Come on, Flip.
And then, and then from there, I moved back to Cleveland back in 2019, and
Really?
I said you just moved
So
back.
I
you
mentioned
just
when
got
you
back?
first came back?
yeah, like when I first got
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Randall.
And then, so there's this thing. So I learned all about real estate. I learned from Kobe Bryant a lot. He's one of my people I look to.
R.I.P.
Hey, how you learn from Kobe? I'm curious.
Just because he masters his craft. That's like what
Facts.
he's about. It's not just about basketball for him. It's not about sports. It's about learning everything, every angle you can about that particular
Absolutely.
craft. And then
Woo,
finding
that
ways
is
to
so
put it together,
important.
you know?
That is so important.
So I sat down for a good 3 months, bumped my head a few times, and just really
Yep.
learned. And
Yep.
then I
Yep.
started getting into wholesaling, started getting into flipping, and I just wanted to take it to the next level. I wanted to sell houses like Pablo Escobar sold cocaine.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, I'm here for the hunt.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Man,
That's cool.
I'm telling you, that is just so important to master your craft.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And that's what I meant when I said, don't speak before you know. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people right now who, and don't get me wrong, I'm not ever here to discourage people, but some people out here, stepping before they have the resume or the, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That backing, that, you
You
know.
walk
and-
before you crawl.
yeah, and it scares me, man. It scares me a lot that they're offering these services and things like that, and you can see, yo, you're still on your journey, bro.
I was
That's
just thinking about that. No,
That's the
for real,
Clubhouse.
for real.
That's the club. You know how
Say
to
it.
network. I know how to network.
Yeah.
Let's go start a room about networking.
It's so
Yep,
scary to
yep,
me.
yep.
And
I peeped that.
yeah, I kind of wanted to ask you guys as podcasters,
Go for it.
how do y'all feel about Clubhouse?
I've been on there. Ain't been on there yet, bro.
Yeah, I've been on
Okay.
that.
Oh, Clubhouse?
I mean-
No
it's
idea.
great for networking.
Yeah, it's good for networking. Some people are pump fakers, obviously. I think we all know that. Like you used to say, let's start networking.
I feel like-
but it's cool to
Yeah.
me. I mean, I don't go into too much. I have yet to fully go in there like for multiple hours, so can't get full opinion yet.
Do you feel like it will interrupt podcasting at all eventually, or you feel like it's two totally different lanes?
I feel like it could merge.
Because it
could merge.
It can merge. Okay.
I feel like it can merge, but I think the thing about Clubhouse is like, how do I say this? You have to go in with like your own intentions almost. And that's because, like, you notice as soon as you get on Clubhouse, it is very much kind of like clickbaity. Like, even to the point of, like, you creating a profile. Like, I had a profile for, like, a week or two, and it didn't really have anything on it. And people were like, oh, no, like, you need to, like, put your greatest accomplishments ever in your whole life. I need to almost, you know what I mean? And your
like, sell yourself. Like,
period. For you to click a button that says FOLLOW. I need to give you my whole resume so you can follow me on a platform where we can't communicate except if we're actually in the same room together.
So is this like a business avenue?
It's more of a networking app.
I think it's good for communication.
Yeah,
I think that's just the point of Clubhouse.
That's good.
I think podcasts, you have substance. You know, you coming in with different individuals. We're talking about business right now, entrepreneurship. You feel me? So there's a reason why you all are our guests today.
But they have those kind of rooms, though.
I know they got those type of rooms, but you can jump in and just start talking some bullshit, or you start talking about.
I got 6 businesses,
but then that's up to the moderators, though. That's up to the green beans to like.
So I guess that
but that's like I said, that's where a podcast comes in because I invited you.
Period.
You feel me? Yeah, you have access to come in here because you follow or whatever, but it's more structured. This is more structured.
So then it's on the moderators for sure.
And we own this motherfucker
about to
too.
Say, we own this. People can tune in and see. They can chime in. Oh, what they talking about? You know, it's more interaction, but in person. You know, it's over a cell phone when you do that. Or when you do Clubhouse. So it's a whole different feel. So I don't think Clubhouse will take over podcasting because it's just too simple to do. You feel me? This takes work. This takes mastering. You know, it takes dedication.
I'm happy about it because I really feel like if you're an intellectual, it's going to kind of separate the men from the boys, right?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like for even in a podcasting and on the Clubhouse, you know what I mean? Like I love that leave quietly button. Like you don't know what you're talking about. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like out of here.
It's getting too rap.
Yeah, exactly.
I said that earlier.
It depends which room you go into.
that phrase,
Because I go in the rooms, they actually talk about some, legit shit. And then when they do start talking crazy, like you said, leave quietly.
I love it.
That's it.
And also, I feel like it's like with every other entity that is social media, you have your own, just like you said, fucking leave quietly. That's in every situation and every obstacle. Because there's even those rooms where I've been in a room where somebody sent me on Instagram information to apply for a grant. I've also had.
Did you get the grant?
I don't know yet. I've also been in a room where it was called the Moan Room. So period.
Now that's
what was you doing in there?
Wait.
I'm about to say, what was you doing in there?
You ain't have to click on that. You did not have to click on
what
that.
I'm saying.
Curiosity would have got
Listen, I almost said that. I was just thinking that.
Period. Because there's
How
no
long
way.
did you stay?
That's not your business.
You in my business. Don't
But
do
the
that.
bottom line is, it's like for real. Honestly, you get whatever. Like every other social media platform, you're gonna get what you take.
Okay.
Not what's there, not what's available. Because shit, so much is available, but you can take what you want to take.
So, like you said, then Zaire, I think that like now podcast is also one. If you have to, if you parallel the two, like podcast should be based on expertise of either the subject matter or media or communications and things like that, right? Like now I don't want to hear no more podcasts where it's just blatant like, hey, what you doing? Hey, what you doing? Or a moan room. Ain't nobody we don't need all that. Nah,
there's no space
I'm
for
looking
that.
for
Yeah.
substance.
We don't got no time for that shit.
Exactly. Exactly.
And if we did it, we would hype it up.
Yeah, we definitely hype it up.
Like we would have a topic to talk about before we start moaning. Like, give me your best moan.
Something. So I like that it's elevating.
Yeah,
I do like that it's elevating things and elevating everybody, you know. But I think it's a cool app. I do think it's a cool
Also,
app.
I think it
it's
also
great.
holds. I mean, going back to the networking purpose. I like Clubhouse. I've found like a group of friends. Like there are people from the UK, Texas, New York, and Los Angeles, all in a group. And when I say like I talk to these people every day, and I feel like I know that could be like misconstruing, but I feel like there's a level of care there. Literally, like, hey, how was your day? Like, if I miss a day and I don't go into Clubhouse,
where were you at, Corey?
Type shit, type shit.
You done made friends in the treehouse.
So how's Corey?
Not in the treehouse.
I mean,
so Corey, how's Clubhouse been for you personally? Because since you're an artist and everything, how's it been for you? Has it been more beneficial?
I would say so. It's really like at the point where I'm just kind of networking and building conversation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say any revenue or any business opportunities have specifically come from it. But I also feel like the platform is so new and people do shit like, oh, you only joined on December 7th. Oh, you knew. So it's still
lame.
So very kind of like touchy because it's not really like a public app. Like it has a lot of hype, but it's not a public app.
What is it?
It's like a social media platform.
Okay.
But it's all audio. It's all audio.
If Facebook is text, Instagram is pictures and video.
This is audio.
This is audio.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So you go into spaces, groups, classrooms, and you talk.
Oh, okay.
And
People
then-
are just chatting with each other.
And then you click on one, like right here it says, what's this? Find a co-founder. I'm gonna click on it, and everybody with the green.
Yeah.
Turn real quick. They're just talking about stuff.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
was the
It's just this.
Oh no, this is
name of the room. I thought
Yeah.
you literally found a co-founder.
Oh no.
Although
I'm
the
like, hold up.
co-founders are two black men. So this app
really?
is
Oh, cool. Now who's the
Shut
founder?
up.
This is the
This is a black-owned app.
This is a black
Oh,
owned
I'm
app.
sorry.
Are-
Everything
is
I
it-
said negative. I
is it
think
really
like,
though?
if
Is that a fact?
Excuse me, I'm
is.
biased.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
That's what made me actually be like, okay, I'm gonna actually.
I gotta make sure because somebody else on there like this is not a black-owned app.
I thought I saw
Yeah.
a white
Right,
man.
I don't know. I just
no,
Right, and Trump is gonna be president for the next 4 years
No,
too.
I
Get
thought
out
I
of
saw a
here.
white man on here that said.
I did too. I swear somebody said. I don't know.
Shit, after today, you
Hold
wait.
up.
I mean,
Anyway,
Fact- I'm okay with being fact checked, honey.
Anywhere it
thing.
go, we need to make our own
Looking
shit
like
anywhere it
Zaire.
goes.
Probably
So.
did. We probably blew up and sold it off.
Oh well, Corey's.
What's up?
And for the people who are just tuning in, you know, they might not know you. Your name is a business. Corey Michaels is a business. So
That's
tell us a
true.
little bit
I'm
about
so
your
mad
story.
I didn't wear my sweatshirt. I had it on today, y'all.
It's okay, baby.
Shout out to Corey Michaels.
It's nice.
Say your question one more time. I got slightly
Tell us how
distracted.
you got into music. You know, you are your own business.
Yeah. Honestly, I think what's the craziest part is I've been writing songs for all my life. Really, really all my life. I mean, I would say Althea because we're the closest. We are very close. Like since I was like 8 years old, I've been writing songs. But if I'm honest, I actually had this conversation with somebody one of the last days of the year. I would say like, I don't know, I wouldn't say like you or not like you, but like originally I was never really intending to be a singer. I just wanted to write the songs. I just wanted to like write records. I just wanted to be a songwriter. So it wasn't until I wasn't afforded opportunities for other people to sing my songs or for them to kind of find the light between being written on a piece of paper and being something tangible, like being on a CD or something you can audible, something you can hear. I mean, I always did theater and I did dance and, you know, like all these different kinds of things.
Yeah, about to say son. Yeah. Just
So,
everything.
are you open to just songwriting then and pitching songs and making that one of your revenue streams?
At this point, I want to be a singer-songwriter.
Okay.
Because what happened...
But would you write songs for
other people? Yes, that's singer/songwriter.
So say you write a song, right?
Got you.
And it's like, all right, I was intending to sing this song, but Rihanna wants it. Are you selling that song or are you singing that song?
It depends.
On how close you are to the song?
Honestly, really, and I feel like that I feel like if you listen to a lot of people who are songwriters and singers, Sia is a great example, and she's also worked with Rihanna. So like Diamonds, right? Sia wrote that, and she thought it was going to be for her album This Is Acting, which came out in 2013, had Chandelier on it. But she pitched that song to Rihanna. She took it. Ended up being what
And there
Diamonds
we are.
was, and that was like her biggest song at the time and one of her biggest songs to this day. So it's kind of like, but she also felt like that song wasn't personal enough for her to be like,
Gotcha.
I can't give this away because this means something. But like Chandelier is actually about, if I'm not mistaken, don't 100% quote me, but it's actually about Sia. Her husband passed away from like a drug situation.
Okay.
Right? So like a song about that is a lot harder to give away and say, here, you can have this, because of the emotional ties that went into you writing that. And kind of like, because songwriting is like a process of like a diary entry.
Experience.
Of
your personal memoirs.
And processing your emotions too. So it's almost like giving away how I thought about something. So
or a piece of yourself.
Period. But am I open to songwriting? Yes. For other people, yes. But after a certain point where I just had all these songs stacked up, and I got the opportunity to create a song, it was pretty much over at that point. So because it was like a new, I don't know, it was like a new thing. It was a new way of kind of self-expression that songwriting had already
because it was like that's what you wrote, and now you was able to express it and hear it and say, this is how I would like for this to be seen, whether it's me or anybody. This is what is what I heard when I wrote it.
Yep. And then you start to like, that's like you. So for example, that's like, okay, I want to create a brand. No, I want to create an urban brand. No, okay, I want to create a customizable apparel brand. Like, it started out maybe something general, and then as you developed and really found who you are, whether that be in your podcast or as a realtor or as a I don't know, a mogul, whatever you want to be called. Right? I mean, whatever, you know what I mean? It's like developing and fine-tuning.
I know that's right.
Fine-tuning your craft to the point where it's like, okay, as a singer, like, I hold these values and I stand for this. This is kind of like the space I occupy. And as a songwriter, I can kind of be more versatile.
Can I just add a key? I know we gotta move on, but can I just add a key to all creatives? Y'all asked me what I would say, and I would say be comfortable, get more comfortable, and that's to everybody in the room, with that process of evolution. Don't get stuck on. I mean, trust me, there is a bond that you have to have with that why when it comes to why you started. You have to have a certain type of connection, intimate connection with your why. But as things grow and as you start to learn what the world is doing and what people want and how things, there has to be a little bit of flexibility in you in order to actually turn that hobby, that passion into a business. So you have to be comfortable with that. And that's something that I struggled with in the beginning. Like everything, like I said, when I opened my store, all my clothing was black, and I wanted everybody to just print in white. Like, I was like, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I want everything black and white. And then everybody, exactly. But then and I'm in a mall, right? So I'm getting so many different things, and they're like, hey, do you have red? Do you have orange? Do you have purple? Do you have black? Right. And I still haven't done everything they wanted.
Period. But you're not going to do everything they want.
Ever. But I have been a little more flexible.
And the finger.
But but I have given them a little more. You know what I'm saying? I have said, you know what, as somebody who wants to continue to put this vision out into the world, who's gonna need, I am going to have to listen to my consumer and deliver in my own way, still in my own way. But I'm gonna have to, like, I would have never put I would have never put this out when I first started. And I like it. It's dope. People always be like, yeah, that's dope, that's right. And I'm like, yeah, that wasn't.
That's a real shirt.
I would have never did that. I just wouldn't have did it.
I'm very serious.
I just would not have done that. And until it was just like, yo, the masses are knocking and they got money.
I agree.
It'll make you evolve a little bit.
You got to.
Like, money or opportunity?
And opportunity.
Both. Money or opportunity. And honestly, But
don't lose yourself, though. Don't
lose yourself in that money.
Have that intimate relationship with your why. It has to go back to the why. Every time you get an opportunity, I don't care if you go back to your mission statement and review it and be like, does this fit?
Have a mission statement.
You know what I mean? I don't care if you write it on your wall, and every time, you know what I mean, you get an opportunity for housing or, you know what I mean, for communications, for whatever you're into, if you just revisit, like, hold on, what am I supposed to be doing again? All right, cool. All right, this fits. This is how this can fit. This does not fit. This, you know what I mean?
And have people to keep you accountable to that.
For sure.
I will also say, on the piggyback of that, and this is the lesson that I learned from January up until December 31st. And I could only learn this lesson by experiencing the year. I think I said this to you in a text. Your gift will literally make room for you if you let it.
Come on.
And I say that because even still, there are points in my life where I was not comfortable being in the front. I was okay with like, okay, I need a moment to just learn, to grow, to be behind somebody, to just all those things, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing about stepping in the front is like the responsibility.
Yeah.
That responsibility is heavy. That moment where it's like, oh shit, like this falls on me.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, when the first time you get that, when you're growing up in that first bill that you pay all by yourself.
Dang it.
And that one time where you don't have enough money in your account and you're like, whoa, this one's actually kind of on me. Like, no, I can't blame anybody for that. And I feel like, so I came out to my family January 1st, right? I wrote an album about that. And it wasn't until December 31st, and I looked back at the year that I've had, and I got to see what taking the leap of faith felt like, and the idea of people in some way, form or fashion, accepting that. That's crazy, and I cannot express how scary, and I really do mean scary it is, because honestly, the world as we know it, it feels it's crazy. I know I see it too. There are moments where you feel like the world is so evolved and we've come from so much than where we were, and then there are moments like today where you realize that we haven't gone anywhere at all.
Yeah.
Right? And so writing a record about coming out as gay publicly, as somebody who wants to be a public figure, that's gonna make you or that's gonna break you.
Right.
Period.
So
It
like
made you though.
it did.
So you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was only literally because I had faith in my gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't
In
even,
yourself.
and I could, like, what could I do if it was a flop? What could I do if every song that I put out they didn't like, or they didn't respect, or a blogger didn't write about it, or a radio station didn't play it, or
Let me
people
give
were
y'all
just
a
like,
key. I got you on that. Look, whatever you do, you just gotta stand on it.
period.
You just have to stand on it.
Period.
If you did that, after you did it, you just can't be somebody said for me the P word.
Pussy.
You know,
Stop it.
After that, like people they gonna gravitate to that authenticity of it.
Right.
And the right audience, your audience gonna sift through. I
Yeah.
lost followers because
She
I
gonna
said
gain
something
10
and
more.
then you didn't gain. Yep, you didn't
Bye,
gain
Don.
the right ones. And those,
Bye, Don.
Exactly. And then those the ones who buying anyways. Everybody else was just watching. So
Yeah.
you really, once you stand in whatever you actually believe on, your true self, and it's gonna be somebody out there who can relate.
For sure.
The
That's
real
the
ones will
difference
stick
between
around.
being real and fake. Like people respect real. Obviously, fake it gets forgotten the next day.
So what advice do you have, Corey, for like the men and women that are struggling to come out? And even kids, because children.
I started working on a project, and it was for that reason. It was because
He about to plug his next project.
I'm not gonna do it yet.
Don't do
I'm
it.
not gonna do it yet.
Just
but the
wait.
reality is take your time, be comfortable in who you are and the journey you're on. And if you can, if at all possible, find people who encourage you, who can see it before you can, and will put you in a position for you to grow and be successful. Like, the best part about my story is I didn't go through it alone. My God, I swear I didn't go through it alone. There were moments of being lonely.
Yeah.
There are moments of doubt. There are moments of frustration. There are moments of confusion and lost. But at the end of the day, like, I don't stand by myself.
Right.
And that is what you need. Because, like, honestly, the whole purpose of me saying that it could be for me or against me, that means that I could lose my way of life based on an action or a choice. And that is the fear, ultimately, that every person in that situation goes through. And what they really want is for whoever they're coming out to say, it's okay, I accept you.
Right.
I stand with you.
Right.
So to have people, a whole slew of people to be like, no matter what, I'm on your side. I have your back. I'm for you and not against you. You know what I mean? You can get through the rest.
Right.
Even if you have to fight. It's a lot easier to fight with a gang behind you than to stand there by yourself.
Very true.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the nature of not being alone. That's so real. That's so important.
It is.
The nature of not being alone.
Write that down.
Yeah, that's a good quote right there.
Yeah. So like those,
Put it on
that
a
are
T-shirt.
okay. Listen,
I know a girl.
let me tell you something.
I know a girl now.
Gosh,
Listen.
dog it. About to email you with a pamphlet. You think I'm lying? I got stuff. Anyway,
I got stuff and things.
and places and ideas and concepts. You're gonna make me forget my question. So as someone that's supporting you, like what are you asking from them?
As somebody who's supporting me, I'm asking you to just stand with me. Because honestly, you know what?
I
And
know
I'm-
you said that, but like I just want to.
Yeah, and because the reality is not every time do I need you to purchase something.
Right.
That's a real thing. You know, there are 365 days
That's
in a
very
year.
true.
I'm on social media at least 360 of them, right? And not every time am I looking for you to buy a hoodie or to buy my record or to do all of that. Sometimes it's engaging in conversation. If you look at my social media, I spend time asking people questions actually and engaging in conversation because like it's more important to like
Establish relationship.
Yeah.
period.
Facts.
So when I'm going to put out that merch line or put out that next single, it's almost like that's a side project, which is why I feel like
Right.
personalities and social media are such a thing now because it's like outside of the product that you are selling or pitching or promoting, like they need to almost like you as a person.
No, for sure.
They almost
You
need
ain't
to.
lying.
So
'Cause
it's
if I
like
ain't like you, I ain't buying stuff.
period.
Because your business.
Yeah.
Your name
Period.
is your business.
Yeah.
Period. So it's honestly
It's a
like,
part of your market. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's part of you. It's you.
listen,
it's you.
I ain't like
Yeah.
I don't want to buy your water.
energy. Yeah.
Not your wallet.
I'll be thirsty. No, thank you.
That's a good investment.
So yeah, I would say honestly, just engagement,
Yeah.
conversation. Those things I feel like breathe so much more. And honestly, the more that happens, you'll realize the more that you're not even alone in the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so funny. I will have quotes, and I don't mean to babble. I will have quotes that have
No, I asked the question.
2 likes on it, and 42 comments. Backwards as fuck. You know what I mean? But what
Yeah.
that tells me is people are.
They're engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, they care more about what I'm asking them than to like it. They actually just want to participate in the
Yeah.
conversation. And that is honestly so much more valuable than you taking the 1 second to click
Right.
a button that goes blue.
That's
You know what I mean?
They might not even looked at it. They just,
Period. Oh, you just saw
Yeah,
my
I saw
name.
your
And
name,
you,
like,
yeah.
well, yeah.
Oh, that's my dude.
my homie,
Period.
boom.
Yeah.
And that's
I would
true.
rather
That's
you
true.
engage.
Speaking
Yeah.
of that, speaking, I think social
Dragon.
media engagement and everything. That's so true. People focus on likes so much on social media when it's really about engagement.
Yeah.
and that's how you get that. That real following, that real support. So I just had to throw that out there.
No,
But yeah,
'cause, like,
that's a good fact.
I paid attention to that. Like before I went on my social media break, like I started asking questions, like to the people that that follow me and whom I follow,
Yeah.
and not a lot of people answered. And I was like, this is interesting. So are you really here because you're trying to be nosy, or because you just here for the fun? You know
have
what
that.
I'm saying?
You have both.
It's both.
So
It's
yeah,
both.
so I'm
Yeah.
like, this is really fascinating. Like I was actually intrigued. Like, wow, this is actually really a science.
It's interesting.
Period.
It
That's why I
is.
like it.
And
That's
I
why
have
social
people
media.
who
Yeah.
Yes.
watch my story,
But
who
then,
watch my story every day and have never liked a single post
See?
on any of my platforms, but I know that they watch me.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know that
It's a lot
they
of
watch
people.
me. I know you watch me because
Yeah.
I can see it. I
Yeah.
can verify that you watch me.
Yeah.
But you've never taken the time to buy a ticket. You've never
Have a
taken.
conversation.
Y'all don't want to get into the conversation of weirdos. I know
Go
y'all
for
don't
it.
want to talk about
honey.
Conversational.
We can
weirdos.
go there.
New topic: conversational weirdos. What is that?
We
Break
can
it down
go there.
for us.
Write that down.
We can
Yeah,
go
I'm
there,
about to say
but
that.
yeah, there are so
What
many
is that?
levels. There are so many levels. So really, a person who is engaged and active in your journey is wow.
What's
Yeah.
going on?
We heard that.
Yeah.
I was about to say, what y'all doing?
Right, because you on the camera.
I got a question. What is conversational weirdos? I want to go back to that. What is that?
The ones that just comment on something that had nothing to do with what you were talking about in a
about to
very
say-
awkward sense.
I never dealt with a conversational weirdo thing.
Yeah.
I mean, do y'all, especially y'all being the head of y'all brand and who you are, do you with real estate deal with weirdos? Do you as an
Weirdos.
artist? I know you do. And do you with your
I feel like
business?
we deal with.
All right, so
I don't know.
What's
about
the-
you,
yeah,
though.
what's the
Yeah.
scenario?
Give us a story, and then I have a
They
question.
probably like,
after
I
that.
could buy your house.
This wasn't a story, my story, but it's happened to my brother. He's
Okay,
also a real
yeah.
estate investor.
Got you.
So he's what 22 and his friend's 18, and they both do real estate investments. And
So he's younger than you.
Younger than me.
Yeah, it's for generational wealth.
Yeah, he's doing real well. Long story short, though, some dude hit him up about a house he had. Or they hit him about a house that he had, and they wanted to go check it out. And he's like, yeah, come on by. And so they came to check out the house, and he's like, he was just baffled by how young they were, how nice their cars were. My brother's friend drives an Audi. My brother drives like a nice 2020 Jeep, whatever it is.
Baller.
And
What you drive?
Yeah,
A BMW.
It's there. It's outside. It's parked.
Okay.
I've seen it.
But no,
With red interior. Sorry.
Oh shit.
That part excited me. Go ahead.
I gotta check it out.
yeah,
You sleep. Have you not been in his car
I
yet?
didn't see it. No, I never saw his car.
Really?
Yeah.
It's nice.
I'll go here though.
But in the long story short, so they all pulled up, and they wanted to go check out the house. And the guy, he's like, "You're not the guy I talked to on the phone, are you?"
Stop. Shots fired.
Because he's the two young black men doing their thing. It was this old white guy, and he didn't believe that they had.
It was
money
the
they
color
had.
of your skin.
And he didn't believe it. So he's like, show me your IDs, show me are you agents? They're like, well, my brother's the agent, so he showed them all the proof and everything. He still didn't believe him. And
you leave.
I was about to say,
basically,
you could exit stage left. I'm not doing it.
And they were there to buy his house, so he was about to come up too, the old white guy.
Yeah.
And long
Wow.
story, he didn't sell them their house because they were two young black fellas.
Wow.
Yeah. So that guy's a weirdo. There's some weirdos in real estate.
I mean, yeah, that's
Ain't
everywhere.
lying.
That's any business for real.
That's a racist, not a
Yeah,
weirdo.
I'm about to say that's
That's
beyond.
a
Yeah.
Racism is a weirdo.
And racists are weirdos.
I was just about to say, they weird.
Some weirdos.
Their mindset is real different.
over skin.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, what friends say?
What's going on? Give us an
Yo,
update.
I didn't even know they were going off.
So can we talk about that? What's going on? Let the people know.
I got that.
Okay, how do I say this? I posted something 5 hours ago in reference to what happened on January 6th of 2021 at the Capitol building. If you don't know, and this is if you're seeing this after
It'll be up tomorrow.
live airing, you are feel free to Google it. My post was, this is what the news is saying without exact words. If you say I'm wrong, you aren't looking at the same news as me. And the picture is of Peter Griffin of Family Guy getting pulled over by a cop, and he is holding a piece of paper that says the word riot and protest. And on the side of that piece of paper is a color
sheet.
grade.
A pigment sheet.
A pigment sheet.
Good word. Good word.
Grading from white to black. And on the white spectrum, it has the word protest. And on the black spectrum, it has the word riot. And that's how it's broken up. So it's like a 6-bar going down, if you can see it.
I doubt that.
It's like, they zoom. They can pause it. It's like a 6-bar, and you see protest, riot. And so the biggest comment came from a gentleman who I went to middle school with.
Name drop him.
No, I won't. No. Y'all
How
are,
you know this dude?
No promo.
yes, in real life.
What
this
they
man
say?
say?
Yeah.
So he said, in reference to my statement, he said they went to the source of our problems and didn't burn buildings down, unlike the leftist mobs. A long time ago, they would have been called patriots for standing up against a corrupt government hell-bent on selling us out and division. And you might want to check some statistics on officer-related murders. Hashtag Trump, hashtag Black Lives Matter is a joke.
Why do people feel the need to attack another group?
I did not know that
they
was a
salty.
hashtag.
It's not.
Hey, you on his Facebook too? I started reading your face. I want her Instagram.
Yeah,
I started
I'm
looking
on
at
here.
people. Yeah, I'm looking at who this person is
Oh
and
my
everything.
God, yeah, they about to go.
You know
off
what?
on
I was
this,
telling
man.
mom about this earlier. This is not our fight. Hey, let them tear the down Capitol. I have nothing to do with that.
The problem is,
This is not our fight. This
But
is
the
not-
pro-
Really isn't.
we say
not.
that. I feel like we should stay away from that
Yep.
building. But to say that
So
this
it's-
is not our fight
Is Jared?
That's
hold
the white
on.
people on that building.
Is Jared for or against? Because this is too many words. They doing too much for me right
So
now.
Jared-
I love all people though.
Jared is a friend of mine. He's also a fellow musician, and he's
He's defending you against
defending-
Chris.
Yes,
Okay.
It would appear so.
These
I have yet to
paragraphs
read.
I can't do.
I have yet
I'm
to
a
It was too
read.
long.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking like it's too much reading right
The
now.
comments.
scrolling just
Didn't
one
I say they was going off? I didn't know it, and I've been here present with you guys. But
So
it's-
Corey,
God.
is this our fight, Corey?
yes.
Can I question
This is
you?
our
real
fight?
quick?
Go ahead,
Yes.
go ahead.
Well, not just you, but
Pause.
people, we feel the need to be upset over things that aren't ours, never been ours.
Ooh.
These are our colonizer shit.
Mm-hmm.
These are systems in place that they've established.
Okay.
This is a time where things have to be burned to be rebuilt. It's an apocalypse. You feel me?
Ooh.
There has to be a new system in place for us to thrive in as a whole entity, not just blacks, not just white, not Puerto Ricans, Asian. It's as a whole. Where humans are all the same. You feel me? It's just different pigments of skin, and that's what we're separating each other with.
Yeah.
Instead of who we are as a conscious being.
Okay.
You feel me? So us getting so upset over a Capitol building that their own white people, yes, we're upset because we would have got shot. We all understand that. Yeah. But let's keep it very blunt.
Let's keep it a buck.
It's been this way since the beginning, since we've came to America, or since they've established these systems.
Right.
So don't be shocked now that, well, we would have got shot. We know that shit. Right. Let them tear their shit up. Let it go.
I feel like that's how I feel. Right. It's
I'm
like,
with you.
It's like you're on the. I feel like you're on the
burn
right
it
track
down.
in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. But the problem is like, how do I say this?
Go ahead.
What happens? Boom. I'll put it in this perspective. If Zari got to the mentality where she felt like, I know, and I have to. You got to make it a little personal. To give
No.
the
I
perspective.
completely understand.
If Zari got to the mindset that she felt like anytime she wanted to, she could do whatever the fuck she wanted to do. Okay, she. I want to go have boyfriends now. I'm about to go play with guns. Just reckless ass shit. Just reckless ass shit. As her father, is it not your responsibility to say this is not right? You shouldn't be doing this?
For sure.
Where I say that is because although this is not our fight and our people were not there causing the ruckus, this is a government building. The government represents all people, not just them. And so,
but also, when did they represent black people? When does our government ever stand up and say, for us black people?
I mean, they try and present that.
They try.
But that's a key word.
Wait,
Yeah. Okay,
Zaire, because here's my thing, right?
ahead,
I want to
go
go back
sister.
to your word of humane, right? You said
simplicity? Oh,
you
wait.
said what was your statement? Can you repeat that before? Do you remember?
No.
He said
No.
a mouthful just
So okay, so you said that it's a human right? Like people are upset, but we should have already known that this is the way that they act. This is what we should expect.
Yeah,
and we're all humans, right?
That we need to congregate together.
Yes, as humans. Okay, so my problem and why I am upset about it is because how they are acting today by not attacking these people, by not arresting these people, by not shooting and killing these people. They are recognizing their humaneness. They are recognizing that but they're just let's take that buzzword out of it and just say they're humans. They're upset. They're mad. They're this. They're that. They're this. They're that. You know what I'm saying? And they're recognizing them on a level of just like a basic level in Maslow's hierarchy of needs of just their basic needs.
You better
right?
bring psychology.
And so my problem, why I get infuriated, right, is because it's kind of like, well, when they remind me that they don't see us as even
Equals.
human. No. They don't see us as human.
Yeah, for sure.
That, and maybe I don't live in the world where I every day operate and I'm reminded that I'm not human to them. When I'm woken up to that pisses me off.
Period.
Because I'm nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Because
Period.
I'm nothing else but that. And on an intellectual level, on a spiritual level, on every type of level, I am human. So the fact that they don't even acknowledge that part, that shit makes me fucking upset.
I also
go ahead.
I also really think and this is literally like a piggyback off of that. It's the duality of the situation for me, right? This is 6 months ago, y'all.
Right.
That's not that long ago. 6 months ago, this same situation happened with an
Black
entirely
Lives
different
Matter, yeah.
with an entirely different race, and they didn't make it 1,000 yards in
They're
front
scared
of
of us, man.
of the
I was about to say
grass.
that. I was about to say that.
Of the fucking grass.
They fear us, though.
Not the steps. We didn't get in the building. We weren't sitting in the fucking executive office chair.
Yeah.
Okay, taking fucking selfies
With my
on
feet
national
on the
news.
desk.
Right?
And that's why I said,
There
why
was
are we surprised when you just said it's these same people? it's these same people who don't look at us as humans.
I'm not
who don't
surprised.
see
Burn it down.
Right,
You-
it's
you
not
feel-
even.
Yeah, there's nothing to be
I feel like
surprised
surprise is
about.
not the word that I. The surprise is not the word that I
Corey,
feel.
let me ask you
I'm
this.
irritated.
You said earlier this is our fight. Like we should be involved in this or care about it. Why?
Because I think personally, if we feel like we shouldn't talk about it, then that also gives them right to feel like they're right too.
It's just entertainment for us.
It
No,
is.
bruh. It's not.
I was on Facebook like,
I think
Right, I was
that's
turned up,
like
like,
saying
get
the Ku Klux Klan is entertainment. That shit is not entertainment. That shit
they
is not
are,
entertainment.
they're the modern day Klan, and they're attacking the system that
Right.
supports them and their folks. It's entertainment to me because we're watching the police who kill us day in and day out have to deal with these mobs of white people who also kill us day in and day out.
Right, but
It's just
the
watching-
difference is they don't shoot them.
Yeah, I know.
they didn't. They
They
just
sprayed them with tear gas, and even then they
barely
cried.
I mean, but that's exploiting the
unfortunate.
problems. That's showing us. Everybody knows this is how our system
this.
is. We know this. White people will always get a pass before us, and that's why I said this is nothing new. You feel me? We're making this situation like, well, you see what's going on. They've been doing this since the dawn of this shit. So that's what I'm saying. We're so upset over them fucking up Capitol building, which is their shit. You feel me? Fuck that bitch up. Go ahead, act the fool.
Burn it down,
Show how ignorant you truly are. You Trump people.
That part.
Show yourselves. I want these white people to act out because we're always look at them black people, but the rest of the world is starting to see. Look at these white people.
Yeah,
look
that's
how
true.
much of a problem these motherfuckers are.
That part is true.
These black people are protesting. These thugs, peacefully protesting. These other people are rioting.
Right.
They're
You saw,
bombarding.
They
you
doing
feel me?
beyond rioting.
but you saw what I posted.
They trampling.
for
They
sure.
trampling
You saw
over
what I
police.
and
Yeah.
it's the way that they respond.
Yes, that's
And
what
that's why
pisses me
that's
off.
why I said we can't be silent, right?
But it's not our fight,
because
though.
Burn it down.
the thing about, and that's what I'm saying though.
If you got two
if
different
it's not
enemies
our-
in war,
if
if you're in war, and you say it's like America, Germany, Japan, and Germany and Japan are attacking each other. Those are your two enemies, and they kill each other off. You're just gonna let them do that, and then fight the last enemy when they're done.
if they come for you.
If they come for you, because they might be weakened at that point. But the point being, you just let your enemies fight and kill each other off like they let us do when we fight over
Yeah, we have to help
lands
ourselves
and game bang
at
and all
this
this
point.
and that. They just let us kill each other off, so why
I
not kill
definitely
each
feel
other
you.
off?
I mean, I feel like we need our own. I definitely feel like
I
that.
just feel like,
But we are in the system. Don't act like we're not in the system. Like we
Yeah.
are in the system.
We're in the system, but it's
Yeah.
meant to burn now.
It's not attacking us.
Yeah.
So
Like,
let's
if
just
I feel like
Capitol burns
that's the
up.
wrong mentality. I honestly feel like that's the wrong mentality to take, thinking that we are safe from this.
No,
is
no.
I don't
not.
think we're excluded at all.
I don't. I feel like if we feel like this is just their fight.
And if you do
That's-
feel like we belong on a side,
Period.
whose side
And
whose side do we belong on?
Furthermore, listen, this whole incident was not on accident.
Actually,
This was
it
the
was
day when they were
planned.
counting electoral votes for Donald Trump to not be kicked out of office.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're asking me if this is not our fight, when really this racist ass president who's been taking over our country and belittling us and making us look like a fucking fool for the world to see, that doesn't just affect white
I mean,
people.
if we're being real about it, do you think that
Biden
is any better? He's just a Democrat,
So-
Donald Trump.
I mean, like, everybody's not perfect. However, like,
they're just as damning, though.
well, true. But my whole thing is, like, outside of them riding on Capitol Hill, personally for me, like, when I think about it, we're dealing with our personal fight out here where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I drive for Instacart or whatever, and I'm in a grocery store. The constant stares, the barking, the people white people walking by, you ain't shit. Like, literally people whispering that, like, while I'm walking around the store. That's the fight. That's what I have to stand firm and say, don't disrespect me.
Period.
I'm a black woman. I have a voice, and you're not about to sit here and just think how you think and just treat me just any kind of way.
Period.
So that's how I
Facts.
choose to fight. I'm not saying I'm about to be sitting here walking near Capitol Hill with a sign saying this is wrong. They know it's wrong.
Yeah.
They know it's wrong.
So here's my thing. Here's the climb up, right? From our fight to no fight to me.
Okay.
Okay, here's the spectrum.
Okay.
So, like, how you just said that, right? Like, okay, so that's been going on. At first, it was a shameful thing. Our current president
Has turned it into
has
something.
incited
A
that
fad.
to make that
game.
more comfortable, right?
Show your colors.
What we have seen is people and I appreciate that. I would rather somebody who is
100%.
playing for
Okay.
a certain team
Show
wear that
you.
jersey. Don't wear the jersey of the other team. I want to know who you playing for. Thank you.
Be
I
honest.
appreciate
And
that.
that's Be honest.
And
That's
so
what Biden is.
all those things,
He's
exactly.
racist.
All those things coming to the forefront is great for me. And what I love to see is our black women fighting against, and black men, don't get me wrong, I'm not leaving y'all out
Black,
of this.
white, it doesn't matter.
Fighting against that very blatant type of disrespect towards other races. So that trickles down to our fight and our own awakening of where we're at in this.
Right.
Now, here we go. Do we have the system set up in place to have our own?
No.
And no. So stop saying it's not. We are still relying on what the fuck they built.
Hold on.
So we're not gonna just talk about, well, we got our own. We did a, who you pay? Who own this house?
First of all,
don't get me wrong. You might own this house.
I was gonna say
Don't get me
that
wrong,
we definitely have a blueprint.
Come on.
Of what is actually to do. Say we have the resources.
And I'm so ready for it. And I'm ready for y'all. I'm ready for y'all to lead it.
And I was gonna say, if we had,
take it,
and we've done it before.
And I'm ready. Let's do it again.
The problem is we're not there already.
We're not there already.
We've been there as recent as 40, 50 years ago. What's to say we can't do it again?
But it's a mentality. That's what's only
mental.
It is,
and our mentality is to, sit down. It's not to stand up.
I know, but it's because
sit down and take it.
I know, but
act like
we don't have
exist.
enough LeBrons and Oprahs willing to fuck this shit.
So why sit?
Why sit?
Yeah, because the problem is like
that's what my issue is with most celebrities, because you sit instead of standing up. You feel me? Why take a seat when you know it's burning in your skin to see your own people get beat the fuck up?
But Corey mentioned it. It's a responsibility. Don't nobody want responsibility. They want comfortability.
And
period.
But that's what we got to hold each other as a race.
Right.
And I think, as a being.
But the thing about it is, what did he say? He said that Kobe is one of his biggest inspirations.
Yeah.
Have you met Kobe a day in your life?
Hell no.
Because it's at the ground floor. I honestly want you to make the change in your household before you make the change to the mat. Because everybody has that responsibility.
Here, let me ask this real quick.
Sure.
As an entrepreneur, especially when you're first getting started, you're faced with all kinds of situations, obstacles that you had to overcome because you didn't even know how to do it yet. You just found a way to do it, right?
Correct.
Can you talk about the looks?
Hold up, Corey. I'm not done talking. Hold up.
Listen, because you know where I'm about to go.
So
do you know where I'm about to go?
When you got to figure out,
you.
all right, Corey, shut up. So when you figure out when you are in a situation in which you got to figure it out once you're on your feet, right, in the moment, you figure that thing out. If we were in a situation as black people, and all of a sudden the world is left to us to create for ourselves now, we would figure that shit out. We've done it millions of times. We're innovators. We are the original people of this earth. So it's
so do you feel like it's kind of getting to that point? Yeah. When is that point of getting it?
Right now.
Right now.
Look at the media. Look at who's really influencing media. Who has like the popular TV shows and movies? It's black writers.
Media and fashion.
We are everything.
Fashion.
Hair.
Who's running real estate now?
Who's putting down the dollar?
Industries.
Who's putting down the dollar?
Both of them.
Cryptocurrency.
I'm here for that.
Who's putting down the dollar? Fuck who's the face? Who's running the show?
We are.
If black people all start, if every black person on media, social media, on the news, everything, if just said fuck it, if the NBA, if all of them just stopped, if all the black players said we're not doing this today,
that's why they couldn't.
And they couldn't. And how much money did they lose? In those days,
a lot.
You hit a white man's pocket by saying, I'm not doing this shit.
Right, boycott that shit.
And that's why I said we have control. We have the power. We have to recognize that we have the power.
We
have to create
a
plan
to
execute this. But we haven't been there. There's a disconnect between privilege and middle class and lower class. That's what's
really
separate.
big gap.
A really big gap, because LeBron don't see our issues. He don't work every day like us. He got paid when he was 18. Teenager balling. You feel me? He never
17.
knows what it's like to be a 27-year-old, 22-year-old. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
You feel me? There's a disconnect. So you think, oh, y'all should be doing this, y'all should be doing that, but he's never been there.
To an extent, though, like people like LeBron, I think. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, go ahead.
But people like LeBron, like they still go through the same shit we go. His house has got spray painted that one like a couple years back, saying "nigga go back home." This and that
for sure.
Like on a
Not
race level,
go back home.
Nigga go back home. Like, they are hard.
Oh my god.
But point being, like there's things that happen to them, even the wealthy, and that even they can't deny. Even like
racism
if you get to this point where you're a
y'all
super wealthy
talking
black
LeBron
person,
James.
LeBron, but people of that status, like you get to a certain point, some black people forget they're black, and then they think that it's not their issue anymore. But really, they get shot in the street just like we do.
And more so, I feel like they deal with it in private. That's the fact. It's like publicly, we serve one face, but in private, you actually treat me like a
And
like an outdoor nigga.
A used napkin.
Well, I'm about to say more people gonna glory. You'll see more whites kissing his ass than a black or white people kissing your ass. You feel me? He's LeBron James. So
he got money.
Is that little racism that happened, nigger on his house? It's gonna be 100 white people will wipe that up for you. You feel me? Don't you worry about that one ignorant white man.
That
because
guy,
we
is not a part
of us. Is it because of his money or because
it's
his money?
It's status. That's it.
But it doesn't have anything to do with the fucking color of his skin, which is still the problem.
And that's why I said there's a disconnect between the privileged, the middle, us, the lower.
Yeah.
We need to come together at this point, and that's why Capitol Hill is showing.
If we're
it's
honest,
about to crumble.
Middle class don't fuck with lower class because they feel like they're closer to the upper class than to the
that's
poor.
Why I said there's a difference.
We got the same problem. The upper class got then.
It's a disconnect right
disconnect.
now. But you gotta consider as well the time point that we're in right now as well. The technology, the resources that we have available. You can learn any industry on YouTube or Google and learn to master that and become a pro and do your thing in it.
But people are not willing to do the effort. That's the thing.
If you look at if you go to New York, you see all these little 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds hustling shoes. Some of these kids are making millions of dollars. There are other kids who are learning how to drop ship and just trade products internationally. Or even doing cryptocurrencies and stocks and bonds. Like, I was interested in stocks and bonds. I was like the only black kid who did that. But now look at all these little young kids.
Right.
They all know about, what's it called?
Bitcoin.
The other new one, whatever it's called. But yeah, all those different currencies that they're trading. Like, these are things that we have available to us now. And you put a black person in any environment and you give them the right resources, they're going to dominate. This is what we do.
I was just about to say, they need exposure. Because, like, the kids I teach, they ain't worried about that. They're worried about image.
It's about your environment.
You know, and like that's what burns me.
What grade do you teach?
I work with special ed, so I work with kindergarten through 8th grade. Euclid.
Okay.
So I mean, you know, that already shows like where I am. You know what I'm saying? But I just personally, for me, like I've lost respect for the educational system altogether because they're not teaching the correct things. You know what I'm saying? And they're just passing kids through without actually seeing. Have you? Retain this knowledge. Like, do you really need to move on? It's not a joke. Like, they really are doing.
Unfortunately, they're just a number.
Huh?
Unfortunately, they're just a number.
That
to society,
and into certain schools, a paycheck.
Somebody said that in Clubhouse. One of the people in my group, he's a dean of a school. Which is kind of crazy. Like, why the fuck are you on Clubhouse right now? Like,
you trying to make that money?
Why are you on Clubhouse right now? Right. But he said, so basically, like right now, obviously things are in a place where they're doing everything virtually. So he was asked by his superintendent to evaluate a student. And so they send him a packet via email, and Surreal was supposed to listen to him read this, maybe like 5th grade level piece of literature, and he couldn't do it. He said, like, after the test, he realized that this boy in the 5th grade was reading at a 2nd grade level.
And see, that's my point. It hurts my heart because
that's terrible. How did you get to the 5th grade?
Who said that you should keep going?
And this is in New York.
So let me ask you this though: do you not, when things are crumbling, that's when new things can grow and take over,
right.
So with this new world that we're in now, and that we as black people are really leading and developing. What's to say that we can't take that educational system and turn it into what it's supposed to be?
No, I'm not saying we can't.
As well as like the big gap between the middle class and the rich.
Right.
You know
these middle class kids, they're about to become the rich.
Yeah.
In a matter of years. And and to that point we were talking about earlier, can we survive on our own without having the white man tell us, give us everything at 9 to 5 and a structure in life?
We invented everything to begin with.
Do you think
we're going back to that though? Like history repeats itself.
And you know what was a beautiful thing? Honestly, these kids being at home with their parents all last year, for those parents to know where they are actually at within the educational system. I used to be a teacher in a whole past life, and
not a past life.
I've lived like 8 or 9.
Yes,
same here.
Same here. I've been here for 5.
Yeah. So, but yeah. I think that was a beautiful thing. I really think that I can't wait. I mean, 2020. Honestly, the 400 years were up. If you are a believer, and if you are in the Bible, you know that it was 400 years that He was going to have us enslaved.
We're about to become the kings and queens that we've always been.
Yeah.
Do you guys think
it's time?
Do you guys think the stimulus check was a good idea?
What you mean?
I think it was a joke.
I didn't get one.
$600 and expecting
That's
that.
600.
I didn't even get it.
600 was a joke.
I didn't get that.
I didn't know.
I didn't get
It
the first
was
one.
a
either.
But I mean,
I don't know.
overall.
Oh, you mean the last
So
one?
like, so people have equated the stimulus checks and PUA to like reprimands and reparation. Do we even?
Hell
No,
no.
hell no. Them Jewish got broke the fuck
Who
off.
told you that? Somebody in your
Yeah, those
Facebook
getting broke off.
comment?
They got broke
That was
off.
somebody in your Facebook, bro. Ain't nobody.
Y'all know my
I
comments.
personally don't want a
going.
reparation. I don't care. I mean, they
I
give
ain't
me
never
one short,
heard
but I
that
don't care
compared
about
to a
those.
reparation.
No,
Y'all
they
gotta
gave
be
us that so
kidding
they
me.
could make money.
Right,
That
it's
was
not
it.
a reparation.
And even
by
there,
any means.
we would have to get paid every week.
Yeah.
Every
Do you
other
hear me?
day.
And us and us only. Shit.
You feel me? And I need coins.
I don't want none of
Only
their money at
black
that
people.
point.
You said
What
I
did
don't.
y'all think about Ice Cube's plan though?
What's his plan?
The one he proposed to
The
Trump.
one he proposed.
Explain.
What did he
I-
say?
I didn't
To
see
the
it.
Republicans,
Okay.
and he
To the
tried to
Republican
propose
Party.
it to
Yeah, I forgot what
the
he-
Democrats, but they wouldn't meet with him until after the election.
What
What
did
was
he
his plan?
say?
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all gonna put me? Okay, let me tell you.
Yeah, girl,
It was,
you have to-
I ain't gonna put you out this in my house. Go ahead.
No. So, he was basically
Yeah, nah.
speaking on behalf of black people and what our demands were. You know what I'm saying?
Good for him.
Because he
Somebody
felt
got
like
to.
Listen, because they ain't listening to us riding.
it was really good. It was a contract with Black America.
Yeah.
And I was here for it, but he got a lot of flack from black people just because he was like, you shouldn't be meeting with him, and that's my gray area, right? Because again, going back to the conversation of like, should we meet with them in order to figure out a way that we all work together or whatever, or should we just completely cut off our our connection?
I feel
with
like we
them
tried
and
segregation
our,
already.
the resources
works.
that they have,
In
whatever.
a mature sense, I say me.
Hold up.
Because I'm all here for maturity.
See,
What?
so I think that's where black people are split. I'm gonna be honest. If we really get to the root of it, some people are
That's
like,
true
"Yo,
enough.
we don't need them. We need to start our own things, build our own things, farm our own things."
That's when
And
we were the
other
most
people are
stable.
like,
That's when the
"Hey,
black families
let's
existed.
compromise with them and see what we can get or whatever, and be in control of certain things ourselves."
Because we've been-
So
it's
here's my
that
take.
gray
Like,
area.
I say try the mature route. Sorry to cut you off.
No, sorry, cut
I
you
say try the mature route. If it don't work, then we on our
But we've
own.
been trying to mature out. How long we been in this country?
Yeah.
We've been trying that route for a while now.
Well, okay, I only
think-
was
Have we?
aware of it a
Okay.
couple
Have
years
we?
ago.
yes, because
Have we?
Hold on, Corey.
Have we?
yes,
Wanna
Corey.
go in?
If we wanted to take this motherfucker over by force, you don't think that we could have done that by
Oh,
now?
my.
Well, we just said if we shut down for a couple months, that stuff was shut down for real.
If
So
we,
I
there's all
agree.
kinds of ways we could have took this place back by force, by power economics, what have you. But we tried to blend in, try to be mature, and we expect that they're just going to hand us over the keys to the system that they created to benefit just them.
So I'm
I don't
confused
see
as to
that
why
happening.
you think you being separated from them is
Because
the
when we were separated, Corey, before schools are
when
Thrive.
before schools are integrated. Before we were allowed to work in the same office as a white person and drink from the same water fountain as them. That's when we had Black Wall Street.
and we also had
That's when we had the black mothers and fathers having many kids and teaching them correct values. That's when they were.
He's talking about.
they were teaching correct fucking values, but our education system was not there. We weren't. Oh my god,
We
weren't.
had Black
It's
Wall
still
Street.
not-
Corey.
What?
We had many Black Wall
What?
Street.
Oh my
Successful
god.
as Black Wall Street.
We were
too.
very successful as people.
Wait, put the mic back on.
You got the mic. Go ahead.
Wow,
Okay,
out
real
here.
quick. Can I say something real quick? Because it'll be on both sides.
Wait.
So like Randall is saying, we had a lot established before we were forced, to integrate with each other. We had a lot.
I feel like you,
established.
in order.
But wait, real quick. But I see where
Deep
you're
cleansing
coming from
breaths.
because we do need to be a unit to some degree. We can't just say all of you all need to go the fuck over here because there's ideas, there's inspiration that we do get from each other. There doesn't need to just be separation at this point.
You can still
feel-
share, yeah.
we can still. We have to share.
We gotta share the
We're gonna have
resources
to
around,
share. But
But-
there has to be an establishment within our own communities that understand these aren't our core values anymore. These are European toxic adaptations that we've just accepted. And then we're just cultivating that within our generations.
Yeah.
That's what our generational curses are coming from. That's why we're breaking this shit now.
Amen.
So there's shit we have to
I got
break
my
to
hand
fix.
raised.
You do got your hand
I got
raised.
my
Go ahead.
You do got your hand
Go
raised.
ahead, Corey.
Whoa.
Corey ready. Corey ready.
Go ahead, Corey.
Period. First of all,
Take the
because
stand.
I really had to back up because I was getting angry and I don't even know why.
Passion. I don't know. That wasn't anger. That was passion.
I don't.
Breathe.
There has not been a time where black people have been in America that we have had our own space.
False.
I'm going home.
Keep going.
The Black Wall Street.
Wait, where are you going? Keep going. You didn't even finish your point.
Explain. Elaborate.
There has been no time since we have come to America as Black people where we have been on our own.
Now, why
I
do you
can
say
see
that?
what you're saying.
What about
Yeah,
the Black
like-
Panthers though? Were they not on their own? Did they not separate
Who were
themselves
they?
from the white communities and build their own community?
No, that's
Create
not
truly
true.
free-
That's
I
not
think
true.
I think it's on a
That's
macro
not
spectrum.
true.
Yeah, on a
How can you
Yeah.
say that? How can you say that? And they were also doing.
They also almost took over the entire U.S.
But they were also doing fucking sit-ins too. There's no way that you can be by yourself and also integrating and making sure that you're pushing the agenda forward. Pushing the agenda forward means that you have to combat with somebody else.
I think both of you are on the same side because they had Asians within the Black
Right, they
Puerto
had
Ricans, whites,
people of colors with them,
There was
yeah.
all
For
colors
sure,
within to
for
help,
sure,
but they
but
believed it.
So the understanding that we can be on our own and by ourselves in America as it stands today.
the Nation of Islam.
I don't think that is a
The
possibility.
thing about
Nation
it
of
is,
Islam is a perfect example.
No, here's the thing, because
They are, they
I
are.
can see
They're,
both.
they're strictly Black people.
I
They have
can
their own
see both.
economies.
Let me tell you
Well, we
this,
have to go
though.
back to
They have their
Africa.
own houses.
We
You
have
guys,
to.
you guys.
You can't do that in
If that was the case, honey, we lost that fight because
We
where
can't
we
do
are
that in
today,
America.
shows that we lost that fight.
Why did we
and
lose
if
that
we're
fight?
saying that we need to go up
Why did
against
we lose that fight though?
a
What
lot-
happened
We
to us?
lost.
What happened to us? They saw that we were thriving and surviving without
And they
them.
attacked.
Then they did COINTELPRO, got us to fight each other. Then when we were loose and unorganized, that's when they started killing off our leaders and the whole thing fell apart.
So here's my next
And
question.
the reason being because we didn't need them.
Here's my next question.
Lord
So we
God.
lost that fight, and I'm willing to go back into the fight again. Don't get me wrong. If we have a new awakening, and now we're saying, hey, we're back on the other side. I mean, we're back on the same page as Black people, and we know the power that we have, and we recognize that. Now, like Zaire was saying, hey, we're gonna need someone who is like, hey, this is what we stand for. These are the ideologies that we have let go, but we're gonna negotiate or we're gonna do business. We'll call it doing business with the other
Share
side
resources,
in order to
yeah.
share resources. Who is that person? Who is going to be the front? If it is a Biden, I don't know, whatever on what side, the white representative. Who's our Black representative right now? Who's gonna share what we stand for?
Ourselves.
No, that doesn't work. We cannot do it as individuals.
I was
We
gonna say-
can't.
I was gonna.
That's not
That
gonna
would-
work in America. We literally have to go back to Africa. We have to.
Okay.
We can't go
Period.
where they're here.
So
I mean, on their scale, we are gonna have to have a representative because that's the only way they see.
They're not
things.
gonna listen to us.
You
as
feel me?
individuals.
As a unit, if we all
We
come
don't-
to their party,
once
the
again,
police can't call.
I'm the
we don't-
representative.
Okay, so to
That's not
go
gonna
off of all
happen,
y'all's
y'all.
points,
It is.
we don't need a leader to tell
Yeah,
the
we don't have to
masses
have a
what to
leader.
do when we see the situation that we're living in. So the next logical thing to be will be figure out how to get the fuck up out that situation.
But I mean,
And
isn't
the same solution would work for everybody. So at that point, I feel like mob mentality would take over. You see one person succeeding in this industry, you know, you could do the same exact thing.
Where does
It-
that work in other countries? Give me an example. I need to know where that
Here in the
mentality
U.S., I learned real estate.
works. A
from-
representative.
Huh?
You said having.
We don't need representatives.
Okay, you don't need representatives. So where does that work? Where you don't have a representative in a meeting, in a board, in a company, anything like that? Where does that work? Where you have a whole collective of people representing different in different positions,
So
but trying to represent each.
For Black Lives Matter, for instance, right?
I don't believe in the core root of that organization.
I feel you.
Me either.
I do.
I
I
can't
get
even
you.
get in
But
there.
for the reason
I
that
can't get
most
in
people
there.
joined it was for the betterment of Black people. That was the reason. But the core reason, the core values of what Black Lives Matter is, I get what you're saying. Where the separation is, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone joined that organization. Everyone joined that side of
That
the fight,
movement.
that movement, because we all saw the situation we're in, and we saw an organization that represented our values and that led to some kind of freedom that we all desired. That's why we became a part of that.
We thought it was a fight.
We thought it was a fight. Excuse me, we thought it was a fight, but we don't necessarily need
That's a fragile state,
Jamila
man.
Hill,
That's a
whoever
fragile
the
state for us
leader.
to be
So
in.
wait.
Whoever, shut up. Whoever the
Bruh.
whoever
This is the gym.
whoever
This is like
He
the
about
the
to get
leader
called a
is
shrimp.
of Black Lives Matter, do
Whoa.
they command the masses? No, but we know what they stand for. We know
you're
what that
saying
organization
make this
stands
a
for.
marketing
He sound like him.
tool? You saying make this Okay.
I'm saying
So
an
then we're just like
organization,
them.
an organization
We're just like
that
them.
represents your values should be something that you can be influenced by. Nonetheless, you need to be completely
So
controlled
we just
by
need
it.
an independent party, not democracy,
Be
not
an
Republican, but
independent
the African
individual
American.
who's educated by the
We
resources
don't
that you have
operate
available.
as individuals. They don't hear us as individuals.
They don't have to hear us. Once we are
Why?
by ourselves, because Corey.
But we're
once-
talking about using
Okay,
resources and
so
sharing
let me get back.
resources.
Let me get back to that. Let me get back to that.
Because
Let me get back to that.
Okay.
I'm coming full circle. I promise.
Okay.
So when you have other countries, right, like China or America or Germany, they are their own individual countries. Yet they still share
They also don't have a
resources.
democracy.
They also still share resources with other countries because this is a global economy. So you can take that on a much smaller scale and it would still work. So, for instance, in the U.S., even if you had the Nation of Islam producing all their own whatever, all their own food, all their own cars, yada yada, they still have to get the raw materials from somebody else. So why not trade? You can still trade with some other.
Just a little thing. Farrakhan is still
Go
the
ahead.
representative for the Nation of Islam. No, I'm talking about representatives.
Okay, I'm
Who's
saying
going to be
a
the
group like
representative
that. It doesn't
for
have to be a
Germany,
leader.
for Italy, for all of these people who then come together to
Fuck it,
talk.
I'll do it.
I was saying the same thing. I said the
That's
same thing.
what I'm waiting on.
Fuck
What?
it,
So,
I'll do it.
Fuck it.
but what's
I'll
so? What's the
Like,
point
that's
of the
what she
leader?
was trying to
Though?
get to this
As
whole
a
time.
black
Let me
woman
ask you
is
that
waiting
though.
on.
What's the point of the
When
leader?
y'all gonna step up? Let's go.
What's the point of the leader?
Oh my God!
If
Where-
you have an
Don't ask that question as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who. What is the
I'm
point of a
saying-
leader of a team?
No, that leader.
Come on,
We're
man.
leading businesses. We're not leading.
but you want to lead.
We're not
in-
leading-
Level. I need a leader in my household.
So if
That's
you-
how God
Period.
made it.
I
That's
think,
a word.
I
That's
think
a word.
Randall is also saying like
you can be influenced by people, but you don't
yeah.
need to be led by anybody.
I think he's saying everybody needs to have that mentality because if the head is cut off and everybody else squanders, you feel me? Then you're just running lost. That project, that system that was in place was for nothing.
So
because-
having core values.
yes, and that's why I said it has to be core values.
Principles, a mission
I think
statement.
that
Yeah.
the core values are building amongst us
Right
as
now.
individuals.
Yeah.
But you
Having
still
good values
need,
is
Which I
what's
will agree
important.
listen.
Knowing that you can provide for yourself, knowing that you can grow your own food.
Randall might not be able to talk
Knowing
to
that
the
you can
mass,
do for
'cause
yourself,
you
that's
might
what's
disagree,
important.
She
Right.
might disagree, but then if you get somebody who can understand both
Collaboration.
sides,
I know. And when I say this, I want y'all to really take it how I would like you to take it.
Well, hot. Okay.
Today, a riot happened at the Capitol building where the House of Representatives and the Senate were meeting to count the Electoral College votes to inaugurate Joe Biden into the office as the 40-something or another president.
Right.
Right? That happened today.
Yeah.
The House of Representatives, there are one or two from each state that represent your ideas and interests.
Okay.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Not necessarily.
I don't know.
That's pretty much what they do. We elect them
I
on a state
really need to know that
on a state level.
Right. I
You
mean,
can
to be
tell
honest,
me
I
your
don't know,
interests,
and I'm
I don't know
answering
your
that
We,
truthfully.
we
Yeah.
so
like
when you
booty,
when
you
you
like
People don't
dick.
trust me.
so literally
ahead, continue.
because there's voting that happens every year, not just every 4 years on
A
who
couple times a year.
right on who represents you. This is your taxes. This is a lot of shit that we should probably be more conscious and aware about. That person that represents Ohio was in that room today fighting for our interest.
Was he white?
I don't know.
Here's the thing, to piggyback off of what Corey is saying here.
Do you get
Look,
where I'm going?
I get where you're going because here's the thing, guys. Let's take it down to our everyday life, okay? Whatever decisions they make, whether you want to say, I'm going to participate in the voting process and whatever. Say you say, yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing all of that. None of that. I make my own money. I do. When you go to the gas station, when you go to Walmart, when you need something of convenience that we do not own, you will have to operate by their rules. And it's not going to be in our generation that we see otherwise. I'm sorry, baby.
False.
Listen, where you going? Where you going to the black
False.
Where you going? Where you going?
I can go to many black restaurants. I can go to.
I didn't say nothing about a restaurant.
I can go to
I
many
said
black-owned
gas.
gas stations right now. There's many black people on gas
So
stations.
you gonna
now.
go out of your way to go to the what was the last gas station you went to?
No,
Tell me what's the black owned.
Thank you.
It wasn't black
Where
owned.
where
If
is
you are
the
just
closest black owned
saying-
gas station?
And I'm not used to this whole mic thing. Excuse me.
I
so,
feel you in that. Let's remove the mics. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So
No, but they need to hear you. This is a podcast.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta
I
hear you.
forgot about
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold this to the side.
Wait, how long is
You
this?
don't need
I
two
feel like
of
I'm
them.
Just
You
keep
already
going. Just
got
keep
volume.
going. Just keep
Keep
going.
going.
Y'all
I
gonna
want to hear what you're saying.
No, we just
No,
it's
they put the
live.
whole thing on
We
there.
live right now.
We live.
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
People
No,
watch
keep
it.
going. Don't forget.
Yes,
Go ahead.
honey.
I
Go
was
ahead.
not explain.
Keep it rolling.
Okay. Damn.
Don't censor
Ownership.
nothing.
You were talking about
No.
ownership.
Okay. Ownership, and
Yeah.
convenience, right?
Right.
I just want to be realistic, though.
Come on.
I understand the vision, and I understand where I would love to be. I would love to be there.
Sure.
And I do see the potential in
there.
it. Do I feel like it is there
Not
tomorrow?
yet.
No, I don't. And I don't feel like we're gonna get there without
20
a
years
leader.
ago, how many? I mean, I don't actually know the figure either, but I'm gonna say
Well,
this.
can you actually say this?
I'm gonna actually say this. though.
Period.
There were far less black doctors. There were far less black billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
There were far less black people who were in influential major positions.
I think
Within
like,
the past 20 years, we've made huge strides. And now we're about to make even faster and bigger strides because we have technology at our disposal too.
Clubhouse.
So, Clubhouse.
I think our.
But with,
go ahead.
I was saying, just to go off all that stuff. Black people genuinely care about business now. We're seeing that selling drugs, selling cocaine. That's not. People don't live like Pablo Escobar used to back in the day doing that type of stuff. They know that that's like a minimum wage job for real. But the way to really get to it is create a business, and from there, all you gotta do is find a product to sell, like the guy told me way back when.
And own land.
We
was one of them big people talking about that.
We got rappers who are putting that type of information in our kids' heads, and they're growing with that. They're growing up with that mentality.
What about your property
still
taxes?
talking about that.
I'm
I'm
saying,
still talking about that split
How far away are we from black people truly owning major parts of America?
I think you're talking about what's going on currently and
Yeah,
being
he's talking
realistic, and
future.
he's
I'm
talking
about the
futuristic.
very near
'Cause you
future,
said-
within
you
10 to
said-
20
Because
years.
you guys
said
are talking on the
generation.
same
You
level,
said
I
within
feel
our
like.
generation, we won't see that. But a LeBron can't own Fox News. You feel me? Bill Cosby was trying to buy some shit.
What percentage of black people is?
Well, no, I'm not saying, but I'm saying if LeBron owns a major network, you feel me? That
Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
it puts a different perspective because now, all right, why do I have to go to
I
Hollywood?
want to fast
How many
track
black
this.
women are in major political positions as well?
I want to fast track this. Don't get
We
me
all
wrong.
do.
We're getting there though. That's
It's
the
just
point.
not gonna.
I think
It's not.
We're just
there
about
yet.
there.
And it's not gonna happen overnight. Your dream did not happen overnight. Your dream did not happen overnight. This did not happen overnight. I just
Right.
think that we all need a level of patience and understanding because, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're speaking from a realistic perspective as of right now.
Right.
Based off of history, things that we've experienced.
And
for
that's
years,
her
right?
perspective. And then you're thinking from a futuristic perspective. You know what I'm
Realistic
saying?
one as
Based
well.
on the things that you've learned and obtained over time.
I'm basing that off of trends.
I'm just
strictly.
talking
Right.
about, and what I'm talking about is like, okay, right now, where you say, hey, this is, because we're going back to the statement of this is not our fight. So when you say this
Okay.
is not our fight, you're basically saying like, hey, we don't have anything to do with this because we can basically do our own thing. And it's like, hey, it's not that simple. If we go back to the word of simplicity, I don't feel like that it's that simple. I feel like if you feel like that, then I need you to take us all through the steps as black people as to how to get there.
I'm working on
That's
it.
that's what I'm talking about.
I'm working on it.
It's
She
not
just
that I
asking
don't
for more
believe
as
in
you
it.
present
It's
your
not that I
opinion.
don't believe in it. I see that vision. I want that vision. I'm a part of that vision.
You're
I'm the
realist.
only black
You're
owned.
realist.
Yeah, that's all. That's all she is.
I own
I'm
a
the same.
business in
Right.
Great Northern
She said, I
Mall
need
right
to see
now.
the plan
I want
before you talk.
the
And that's
plan.
understandable.
Exactly.
I don't want to just because I've heard enough. I've
Yeah.
been through it. I've carried enough. I want to see the plan. I want to know who's stepping
Trust me,
up.
there's a
who
bunch of
believes
more
in it,
people
and
just like
who's ready for
you
it.
right behind you.
Yeah.
Give it 5 or 10 more years, you're gonna start seeing a lot of black people in Great Northern Malls, people who have major important businesses, and things that we've created just purely off of technology.
And I mean, now
Information
may
and
not be the
resources.
time to present the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it.
It's a conversation.
I feel
Yeah.
like on the back of that, agreeing and disagreeing with everything you said, though, how many times have you had a conversation, a beneficial, a progressive conversation when it was with a group of people?
Very few.
How many times have you had a progressive conversation with one person?
Just 2 days ago.
So do you
I was about to say very few, not a whole lot.
really?
I
Same
don't
tip?
talk to a whole lot of people. I'm very
Okay.
selective. Like,
But in
So,
general,
I do.
I mean, I'm saying
would
like
say,
personal goals and dreams and endeavors.
This is I forgot I was on a podcast. This is something I would do on a regular. I
Yeah.
would talk like this. I would have this type of conversation. If
Yeah.
you spark this in me, I
Then
don't
you
care
got
how
it.
you look. Then
Right.
I'm ready to go. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Because this is how I feel to the core.
Right.
So I would say that if I'm in a space to have that conversation, I will.
Have it.
That's the kind of space I create, even at NoBasis. I was gonna get into that when we went to the question from Weirdos, because trust me, I done had the weirdest of the weird in there.
Come on, Caitlin.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that honestly, what progresses us most right now are these conversations. To be honest, I feel like I don't know if you feel the same as me, but I feel like we just kind of got. Hopefully,
No, trust me. I got a lot from your conversation,
and I got a lot
as
from
well.
you. And same here.
Yeah.
More conversation.
Like I said
I think
earlier,
that
I'm
this
more
is
of a student than the teacher right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so
Go ahead.
I think that that's what we have to do more than anything until one of us, not even say one, until all of us like just continues to evolve. Like I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I just got the answer. I know what is valuable to my community at the time. What I think is, again, I'm so about like evolution though. You know what I mean? All I really know is what I believe. Like I know what I believe as a person and what I think how I think we should operate. You know what I mean? I don't have no formulas or no equations or anything that's gonna get us right there. I think I know the difference in right and wrong, and I'm a student in this myself. Like I'm looking to be like, yo, okay, so look, cause I'm like the girl in Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? I just need the weapons and where are we going?
Man,
who are we attacking?
I'm
What's
ready.
up? Like,
Yeah.
let's just go. Like, tell me what's right. I want to trust the leader, and I want to get behind the leader.
I want to have
and
my plan, and I want to have my purpose.
Yeah, exactly. I want to create as much value as I can as an individual, and then whatever way we supposed to attack whoever got that answer, I'm just trying to get behind them for real.
But that's
Whatever
why
that
like
is.
conversations like as a Black community like this are important because we provide different
enough of this.
we provide
don't.
different perspective amongst one another. You know what I'm saying, to come to a common unity.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to humble yourself and say, okay, I don't know everything like you
Period.
said, and I'm not about to sit here and say I know everything. What do you know? What do you know? What
Yeah.
do you know? And how can we come together with our knowledge and resources to elevate each other and move on, so we can come to, we use that realistic perspective, but we can get to what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
And you have to be able to answer that why, man.
Yeah.
You got to be able to, because in order to gain trust, I know that for my team, like, if you can't answer the why, how, when, where, the basics that we learned in English,
Get out.
you ain't got my trust. I can't get behind it.
What is it? The
I
four
can't get
W's?
behind it. Yeah, like I gotta understand. Like,
Come on.
this is the basics.
The
I'm
KWL
with you.
chart.
I got the
Yeah.
energy. I got the energy.
You gotta have the trust in that leader.
I gotta have trust in them.
For sure.
And that's it,
I feel that.
So
Yeah.
But I'm gone, y'all.
Gotta
right.
make that shmoney.
Be essential and be lightened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me get my
Go ahead.
essential tips real quick. Actually, we're going to do a quick affirmation station. So repeat after me. I am walking into the greatest year of my life.
I'm walking into the greatest year of my life.
And that is your affirmation for today and some essential and
You can't
enlightening
say that
tips.
after today. Now,
Listen.
can
I will.
Yes,
Shoot.
we can.
you? Yes,
Personally,
you
yes, indeed.
can. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah.
Number one, I am no longer shrinking to be digestible. You can choke.
Period.
Number two,
I thought we used to repeat.
overdress all
Told you I'm looking for the
2021.
leader.
Overdress all
Always,
2021.
yeah.
Wait, what did he say? What about being overdressed?
Overdress all 2021.
Oh, don't say that to me.
Even if it's just for Aaron.
Don't come in here with heels next
What's your
week.
third one?
Number three, talk to yourself more often. That's the homie.
Yes.
Number four,
That's the homie.
Yes, friend.
sunlight is energy. And
Yes.
number five,
We
make
need
peace.
more
It's
in
winter,
Cleveland.
and we in
Yeah.
Cleveland. You're right.
Make peace with your past so it won't disrupt your present.
Hallelujah.
Essential
Hallelujah.
enlightening tip.
That was a word.
All right, y'all.
Thanks for the
Peace and love.
essential lightning.
Peace
tips,
and
my
love.
brother.
Yeah, man.
See you
Better
tomorrow,
sprinkle that
buddy.
Sorry about
Yes,
that, y'all.
indeed.
I know we got into a
Why are you apologizing?
Yeah, you don't need to
You
apologize.
don't have to. You don't have to leave, ma'am. He's leaving because he has to go to work.
I'm gone. I gotta get to work.
You got to
Yeah.
make that
You gotta
shiny,
get that money.
honey.
That
I
money.
didn't know what was going on.
Hey, you not close the garage door from
Oh,
outside?
hold on.
yep.
Pause real quick. Then can we pause or not?
We're gonna keep. You can do what you gotta do. I'm gonna keep them entertained by saying some random words. and
Lord
stuff.
have mercy. Somebody come get him.
You know, I like the terms you were using today.
What did I say?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just everything just flowed very well.
Yeah, it did. It
Yeah.
came together.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
did this,
All right,
and then it
chill.
was just all right,
Can you show her
cuz.
where the
Alright.
bathroom's at?
Brother, she gonna find her. Is she out there already?
Love you.
Yeah, but you know
she's new. She's new, yeah.
She's a
Later.
girl. Be kind.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Hey, gentlemen.
You got everything. Get your bowl.
Yeah, I've got it.
Oh, I got a bowl at my house that belonged to you.
Read them out.
hopefully that y'all that's listening, y'all have been hearing some very enlightening information. You know,
keep up with
about entrepreneurship, about Black lives, about
community.
We definitely dropped some gems today. Like, this is a good conversation. I like it all. And everybody here is doing something, you know what I mean? And that's the best thing about it. We're not just talking. We're not just like, It's not just,
and we're all also in our own fields.
Right.
That's one thing that I've always prided myself on, is making sure that, like, I don't get in a position where I'm solely like, wow, what was you doing?
Don't ask. I realized God spoke to me and was like, you're playing with the can opener. And I was like, oh, okay.
But like, you know, to be around people who don't do the same thing as you do, because you tend to learn more from those people than the people who do the same thing as you.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. There becomes like this comparison thing. Oh, I need to do better than you. I need to do different than you. But when you step outside of that box and be like, oh, he's doing this, I actually like the way he's doing this. I can be inspired by him.
Right.
And even for the people who have similarities in their businesses as you, it's still good to have that camaraderie.
True.
Like, at the end of the day, that is needed, and no matter what community you belong to, because the reality is money moves in a lot of different hands.
True.
A lot of different hands. And cutting yourself off, which is why I was saying, like, I don't necessarily believe that we should do that. I feel like that's also cutting off.
Should do what?
Segregation.
Okay.
I believe that also cuts off your income. That cuts off your income. Like, so for me, I know that a good portion of my audience is not Black.
That's honest.
A very big portion of my audience is not Black.
Right.
So me going, I mean, does that mean that I cannot use my marketing dollars and my energy and my effort to reach more Black clientele? Sure. But in reality, as it stands, that's not the case.
You eat off of white kids. I feel you.
They like to come to my table for meals.
You better have that soup kitchen ready.
You know, but hey, I mean, whoever supports you, it's all love at the end of the day. I try not to look at race when it comes to that, you know, because music is beautiful. Because I went to a music festival, and it was a lot of white people, Black people, Hispanic, all these people. And we all just vibing to the music.
Music, a lot of things congregate people together.
Even on a spiritual perspective, we're called to be salt and light.
He just gave me a Chappelle vibe for like 2 seconds.
12 seconds, yeah.
I don't know.
Whoa.
Like,
cool. I'll take it.
It's even how tall, skinny.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never seen your whole face, so it was just the
covered.
Yeah, everything else. It was. I'm sorry.
Silly.
So all right.
Silly
Chappelle show.
But yeah, I feel like just as people, we're called to be together.
We're relational beings.
Yeah, like if this pandemic and social distance has taught us anything, is that we actually don't like to be alone.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
Humans, we don't actually like to be alone.
You also real light skinned though, so I don't know if I could trust
What
you.
does that have to
What's that to do with it?
Shots fired.
Wait. Don't make me come for you right now. Don't make me do it, because is it your makeup that's making you lighter skin, or are we closer to the same color?
I do not believe.
Excuse me, ma'am?
Knock you out.
Not me. Not me you came for. Not I.
I'm a nice caramel, honey.
Yes, indeed.
It's just the winter time.
Yeah.
I'm white.
Wintertime does make you light.
It does. I
Excuse
need
me.
that sunlight.
Yeah.
You ain't lying.
No, I'm pretty much this color.
You haven't gotten lighter, Doctor. No. You've stayed. Your complexion.
Whoa, if you look at my legs, honey.
I also say that because Corey, you will operate like a.
They have been.
That was his friend.
They have been calling me white since I was a child.
Like a white, but you know his friends were white, and
He's
that was
suburban.
Y'all don't even understand.
suburban.
I got called
You know, I'm
white.
from
Listen,
East Cleveland.
they don't
So it didn't
even
matter.
know the struggles that I've had to deal
What
with.
struggles do you have to deal with?
What? Not being Black enough for the Black people, not
You
being
better-
white enough for the
you
white
better
people.
say
What
that.
high school you go to? You went to high school in Cleveland?
I went to 3 different high schools, my boy.
Which one?
traveled.
What's
I
it
went to
about?
was an
Horizon.
Army brat.
I went to K-12, and I graduated from Euclid.
Euclid. Oh, Euclid was pretty cool, was it?
I only went there 1 year.
Oh, okay. Oh.
How do when you're a senior and you're a new student?
Everybody's like, hey.
He moved to Tennessee in like the middle of his high school career.
No, I didn't. I went to elementary school and middle school there.
In Tennessee.
Yeah,
So
I
you
got
brought that
Southern
Tennessee.
Belle.
He brought that Tennessee vibe back to high school.
indeed.
No, have you? Y'all don't understand
Tennessee
being one of
is
2
not-
Black kids in a room.
I was just about to say
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. He was one of 2 Black kids in a room. So that's what I meant by Corey is kind of light skinned.
You go light skin.
because I went to middle school and high school in
It
Georgia.
don't matter how light I am. I grew up in East Cleveland, so I'm Black. Oh, okay. Period.
You can. The problem is that like that gave you the privilege and the blessing of being a nigga?
Privilege of being a nigga.
Words.
Privilege of
that
being a nigga.
can only be said
Can we put
in
that on
here.
repeat? The privilege of being a nigga.
There's some privilege now.
Because you know,
this is the thing. Because I grew up in Twinsburg schools, Wilcox,
amongst niggas,
then I
it
went
is.
to Warrensville schools.
right? Imagine. Wait.
Then I went to Greenview.
Period. Imagine
Then the
being a
South.
nigga around
Greenview.
white people.
Right.
Imagine being a nigga around white people.
Where
though.
I met y'all.
Because the opposite side is, I mean,
It is a
we're not
privilege.
too far from Kentucky. We only one state over, honey.
You're next
We
door to
know what it
Georgia.
is.
I don't know nothing about Kentucky but some chicken.
Amen.
Hey.
And there's
They got
another
their
K
recipe
word in
down
there,
pat.
too.
Ooh, on that, I used the bathroom.
Privilege of being a nigga. I walked into
But you know what I'm talking about. Okay? Because it's not easy being breezy, beautiful colored boy.
let them know.
I'm telling you.
I would say there's real privilege in that, even in the business world.
Yeah.
Like for instance,
being light skinned?
no, being a nigga.
No, for real. A Negro.
They do like
For
a
instance,
hustle.
In
They
my,
do like
in
a
my
hustle.
field,
Facts.
in my field in real estate, white people are really like cut off at the foot because they're afraid to buy houses in the hood. For me, I'm not. Yeah, I could buy houses there all day long because it's nice and cheap. I got nice tenants who are gonna be there all the time. You're gonna pay their rent on time, like
Or get that Section 8, baby.
or get the Section 8, right? But white people, they're afraid, they think they'll get shot if they go to the hood and try to buy a house. So they can only operate in certain parts of Cleveland. Like,
You're right, though.
That's not true. White
that's
people
nigga
are
privilege
buying
right there.
up East Cleveland
They
right
are buying
now.
up East Cleveland for real.
So I don't know
Cleveland's
what
a
they're
gold mine.
Go
talking
to it to
about.
man.
because they know
themselves.
that it's
a
if
gold
they
mine.
know something. See, here's the thing. See, they still be one step ahead because they be knowing what's coming. Okay, if they know if it's a highway about to be built up the street, up down in here, and what they doing in Cleveland Clinic, they already know that, so they buying it up and secretly
I
they
would
don't talk
say-
about it. They got their own little meetings. And
On
don't
the-
get me wrong, we can
Come
get
on.
them 2-family houses. I'm in there too.
On the,
Come
so
on.
on the borders
Tell
of the
'em.
hoods, on the borders of the hood in Cleveland and East Cleveland, that's where they buy at. Places that start to trend
The border. Yep,
closely
yep, I
into the suburbs, like places where the Cleveland
That's
Clinic
where
is.
the but that's
But even in deep,
that's
East
where you're gonna see
Cleveland,
the quickest return.
Yeah, they
not
going to
necessarily,
quicker
no, because the
times.
rent rates out there are just about the same as deep East Cleveland.
But who's moving to deep East Cleveland right now?
No one has to move there. There's plenty of people there.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's a rental market out there, meaning that.
Oh, I'm talking about flipping. So
no,
you're not talking about flipping.
Yeah, I'm talking about buying a rental property because there's all kinds of
So
different.
you're
avenues
talking
for
about
real
getting a
estate.
Section 8 from the
Home.
See, I think East Cleveland's a gold mine. I always
It
say
is
this.
a true
It's a gold mine. I always
especially
say
when
that.
they finally split that place into
Black
Cleveland
communities are gold mines.
and
yeah.
But East,
East
Cleveland,
Cleveland Heights-
East Cleveland is fighting so hard for that to not be split like that though too. And I mean they might
it should
overrule
be
it.
though.
It's
Like
been-
they're doing
You
themselves
think
a
they should-
disservice
do you
by
think
not
they-
doing that.
They should be their own city?
No,
I mean
they failed
honestly,
miserably.
Yeah.
honestly, I still have a belief in East Cleveland.
Why?
I do too.
It's because you're from there, though.
It is because I'm from there. I was on the Chamber of Commerce for East Cleveland for
For
a little
real?
while. Yeah, I know.
go
I know
ahead.
what's like.
You
What
know
they
what's
be,
going on.
what they be
They're-
on over there.
So I know
but-
like East Cleveland used to be like where a lot of the money was back
Oh
in the day.
yeah,
I know like
man.
and like the thing
that
I love,
was Rockefeller's like stomping ground.
the thing I love about East Cleveland for real, and that nigger privilege gives me an upper hand in is
Not
that
nigger
those.
privilege. We actually coining that.
That's
term.
what we're
He
using that
said
term.
N-I-G-G-E-R.
I'm gonna make a shirt.
Let us
Said
know, bro.
nigga privilege first off. Thank you very much.
Tell us
So
about
are
East
you
Then
going back to
second,
the A?
but-
Okay.
Yes,
And
no
it-
ERs.
I never
around
say
here.
ER, Corey. That
That's
was
your
you.
friend.
That was you, Mr. Lightskin.
Wait, you
For
dropping
us,
gems. Wait, you
literal.
But
dropping gems.
anyways,
all love.
as far as the real
Right.
estate market out there, those houses are huge. They're basically
They're,
mini
they are
mansions.
beautiful.
It just takes.
Some of them be fucked up on the inside.
They do. Mad fucked up. But that doesn't mean that some
They
black
be big
people.
on the inside. It just be a stencil.
Who is
It don't be
this?
nothing on the inside.
That doesn't mean that black people with money can't go there and renovate those houses and create actual markets,
Of course.
and then keep the rents, nice and low, so the people who have been in those communities don't get gentrified out.
Now, do you have any properties in East
There you
Cleveland
go.
yet?
Too.
Like, is it like deep East Cleveland or like on the
Off the
border?
freeway, on Eddie Road.
where's it?
No,
Yeah.
It's off
You don't got to tell me
freeway.
where, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, deep East Cleveland.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
I buy in East Cleveland. I buy in Cleveland. All the places that the white
How
people
many
won't go
properties
to.
you own?
4.
All right,
Smooth.
now.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Appreciate
You
you.
getting that
Hey.
money.
Hey.
Dog.
How many you rent? How many you rent out?
chocolate
Okay, I'll give it to you for real. Because you actually did
Yeah.
some
How
real
many?
good things.
Were you asking?
Say over
I
here.
was asking how many are rented out right
3
now.
are rented out. 1's a flip property.
All right now.
So, for instance, I want to get into real estate, not now, but later on, commercial real estate specifically.
Yeah,
but
for
let's say
sure.
if I do want to start off on rentals, is it best to get a foreclosed house or something like that? Or, like, what's your best advice?
You should come work with somebody who's from my company,
Okay.
because what we do
What, let me
is
follow you real quick. What's your company name? Shout it out. Come on. To the
yeah.
camera.
So go visit westwingestates.com. That's where you can find us at. We have a IG. We don't really
Okay.
keep up with that too much, but
West
it's out
Wing.
there.
Well, I found you a nice little girl, though.
Oh, she's cute.
WestWingEstates.com.
WestWingEstates.com. Yeah, that's my website. So basically, what my company does is we work specifically with investors, people like myself. We find them discounted prices. Our houses are below market value.
Yeah.
So like you can go to like Garfield, where the average market value out there is 70,000.
Right.
We'll find an investor a house out there for 40,000.
New Bay.
And then we'll do we'll do whatever they need to it. So if they need to have tenants in there, we'll put the tenants in there.
Right.
If they want just to have a house that they can flip themselves, we'll find them a house that fits that specific criteria.
Really? So let's say if I do one house in Garfield, it costs $40,000. What's the down payment that to put on that house?
With my company, we have a huge network of lenders that we work with.
Yeah.
And so we have lenders who will get you into the house and like get your project done for you for 5% down. Most banks, most commercial banks, they would only do 20% down at the very minimum.
Really?
So our people, we make it real easy for people to get started in investing, and we walk you through the process from start to finish until you have your first property.
See, I like that. Because I do my own research on my own self sometimes. Like today I was just doing research on commercial real estate. I'm like, damn, you got to put a lot of money down. It got to be some way around this shit.
There's that, and that's what my struggle was, getting into real estate. Because like when I was doing it, I didn't have a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
And I didn't know a lot about the game. But I had to sit down and learn a lot about the game, watch people who had money, learn from their resource, or take from their resources and make it my own.
So how long before you...
Oh,
sorry to cut you off. How long before you were like, all right, I'm ready to invest? I mean, okay, so you researched for how long before you invested in?
Roughly 2 months.
Dang.
Oh, that's not long at all.
It's not a hard. It's not a hard game to understand for real. And so, like with investments, just to give you a little background on it, with real estate investments, there's 3 major branches of it, right? At the basis of it all, there's what's called wholesaling, which is just finding a property, marking it up a little bit, and then finding a buyer for that property. At that level, you learn a whole bunch about the game. Just because you're learning from you're getting questions from the investors about specifically what they're looking for. After you do that for a little while, you know exactly what to do yourself. And at that point, all it takes is just the right resources. So you need a good team of contractors, which you can find on bluebook.com. You put the word out, and a whole bunch of contractors will hit you up. You don't got to do the hard work to go find them. Then you got to get a good lender. I would recommend once again, hit me up. I have a good lender who get you in at 5% down. Even beyond me though, just Google Cleveland hard money lenders. Hard money lenders are people who specifically lend on real estate projects, not Cleveland a credit card, not a car loan. It's specifically just for real estate.
And what's it called again? Oh, my fault. Cleveland hard money lenders.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you like have to wean through people to figure out whom you're going to work with?
You want to compare. Yeah. You definitely want to look at people's past work. So if you're looking at contractors, you ask them to send you some pictures of their past work. If it's something that's up to par, doesn't look shitty, ask them to bring you to some of their
falling apart.
Ask them to bring you to some of their projects they're working on right now. If they're good contractors, especially in Cleveland, all of them are booked up and busy. So they should be able to show you some projects they got going on. If you like the work, hire them and make sure that they have their licenses. So ask them, hey, do you have your licenses to do this work? And of course.
I am also the chairwoman, of the Cleveland BBB. You can also check out to see if they are certified, and if you need to be certified, I can shortcut you to that. Thank you.
Y'all better go ahead and be
I like
see, this is what we need.
I actually have a question for you off air, ma'am.
He just letting you know.
I said off.
It took me a second to register.
So you can remind him.
Okay, I got a few more business questions for y'all, so people out here can know. So what do y'all have LLCs or anything like that?
Yes.
Please tell me about those.
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of things.
And what's the importance of them or the benefits?
I feel like you have the best insight on that.
Whoever want to answer.
I mean, I'll say
any, many, money, somebody go.
Pick a target, but though. Okay, so I'll say as far as creating a business, LLC is cool because at that point you're an official business. But tax purpose wise, you need to separate yourself from the liability of that company. So a corporation, something like that, is better for tax purposes.
Hearing that. Yeah.
It depends on what your goal is.
Yeah, and the industry that you're in. So for me personally, I've been operating as an LLC because it does separate me from my business so far.
How? I'm very ignorant, and I'm not using that as a negative term on myself.
It just means
I don't
lack of knowledge.
Well, it means limited liability company. That is literally what LLC stands for. Is a limited liability company, right? So the different tiers are sole proprietorship, which is you, a solo entrepreneur. You're attached to the business.
Everything falls on you.
and then you have the LLC, and then you actually have the S Corp and a C Corp, correct?
Yes.
Yes, you got the S Corp and a C Corp, right? Now, I would say, to be honest with you, my best advice is to say, the LLC is the safest, right? And then you honestly want to work with a CPA once you start doing your taxes to say, hey, should I actually turn into an S Corp or a C Corp if necessary?
Once you become an LLC.
Yeah, once you become an LLC, and they can. It's an easy. It's not like a crazy transition. It's not a bunch of money to transition into those. If necessary. I have not hit the bracket into where it was made sense for me to turn into an S Corp or a C Corp, because I'm not even making as big as purchases as he is, maybe. So if you want to speak into like transitioning to the two, that would more so be yo.
I mean, I would just say like piggyback off what you said, just hire a CPA. They'll explain all the different CPA is just like a certified public accountant.
Okay, just put out there to people. Okay.
Yeah.
So you used to do this before you was doing this.
Period.
Working in accounting.
I was doing a different type of accounting.
You knew people that was doing what you
I knew the type.
What did you go to school for?
Finance and business management.
Jesus, fix it.
So I studied like stocks and bonds and stuff like that.
Same way you went to school.
That's a gift. That's an
so did you
from the Lord?
Okay, we can talk about that online too. Never mind, my
computer science major.
The C Corp and S Corp, like when they transfer over to that.
I feel like you know.
I'm just trying to put the game out there.
How you just
said you go from an LLC.
Yeah. Oh, it ain't like you starting a new business. No, you're transitioning that business into that.
So you'll know.
I would say the only major difference though between a corporation and an LLC is that the corporation, they recognize you as a business at that point. So like you can issue like W-2s and all this and that. Whereas
I issue W-2s though as an LLC.
Oh, you do? Okay, so mine I do a 1099. I act as a contractor. And
no, I do both.
So if I know with the corporation, at least according to my CPA, there's way more.
No, I'm sorry. Like it's
there's way more write-offs you can take on at that point. There's better ways to.
And that I think that's the biggest thing. Is like for me is like that I've heard is that there's more that you can write off as a S Corp or C Corp versus a LLC, but
your expenses.
That's the only reason I would do it.
It just depends on what all you trying to do. So far, I've been cool. Like I think that probably as like S Corps and C Corps, is certain things like your commutes and things like that you can write off. I can't write off my commutes. I can write off my commutes only up to a certain extent.
Right.
And maybe that's extended as a S Corp or C Corp. I am not an accountant though. So I really would say, hey, what does your job consist more of? Are you buying a van to carry around, handicapped people? Then that is going to put you in a different lane as far as those write-offs. Than me, where I'm just going to work. So it really depends on your industry.
Using travel,
but I have heard most of my research and most of my listening ins and observations that LLC is a pretty safe way to start.
Yeah, it is very safe.
It's a safe way to start.
Foundational.
Can I just grab something and be like, "This is my LLC"?
Honestly,
no, you would not want to do that. No, don't do that. Because you're going to be responsible for taxes with Ohio Business Gateway. You do not want to just start off and file an LLC that you don't believe in or you're not operating under. Because guess what? The Attorney General will hit you up years later and be like, you did not file taxes for this year, and we estimated that people in Ohio are making this amount of money. So where was yours?
Which doesn't include your actual income.
It does not include your actual income.
It's a separate thing. Okay.
So don't just do that. So many people get LLCs and think life is about to change. No.
Because I heard that.
I did. You gotta have a plan.
Honestly,
that's why it took me 3 years to get mine.
Honestly, I'm gonna be. I think it's very, very important to almost establish a line of income before you do it.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. I feel like, you can correct me, you can have disbeliefs, or I think that is the best way, because it's almost like, one, it takes money to do it. It takes money to keep running the company that you just signed up for. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or just waste $500. Or just waste $500 and have a sticker. 500. You know what I mean?
Mine cost $500.
Not $500 for the LLC.
Mine cost $99.99.
So let me put this out there right now.
Wait.
If anybody
did you get an EIN?
Yeah. You went through LegalZoom, baby. You got a package.
Right.
I need
Don't
to
do
come
that.
over here with a notepad.
If anybody comes to you saying, or a website says you need to pay me $400 to $500 to create this LLC, that's a scam. All you gotta do is just Google Ohio small businesses in creation or something like that, and then they'll walk you through the steps on how to create your LLC.
And if you pay
for
$100,
$100.
later.
You can have it by the next
You
day.
gave me 2 and I would have did.
Yeah, I paid.
You're right.
And it only costs 1.
And have money left over.
It's really quick to do.
Come on, for
Very
labor
quick.
costs.
Super quick. I just showed my bro they how to do it. So I just got the LLC for this just in October. And people was like, "Why you wait so long?" Because I wasn't producing any income at all.
Yeah.
So this is your house?
Yeah. Oh no, not my house. This is not my house. This is my parents' house. Shout out to them.
I mean,
But yeah, this is my
Shout out
place.
to
Yeah.
this is your.
Yeah.
I thought it
Humble
was like that's
beginnings.
why I thought we were all leaving when he was.
Oh
leaving.
no.
He lives somewhere else.
And now I see the Justin. Nope. I'm sorry. I just.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now I should know. I'm sorry.
I agree, though. I do think you should. Excuse me.
That's my mic. Go ahead.
You to
I
be
do-
upset
cut
with
him
the
off.
cord.
I do think you should.
Light
like you
skin.
said. I do think you should start producing a form of income before you do it, though.
So
I
what
think
you're
that's
saying,
safe.
like save a certain amount before you say, "Hey, I'm gonna have."
No. Nothing to do with your savings account. I'm saying have an active income.
Revenue.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just to know that you're a business at that
for
point.
So,
marketing class. Sorry, I
Period.
love
Period. Okay.
Yeah.
In December, I sold merch.
Okay.
That's a form of income.
Okay.
I also did 3 shows in December.
Okay. Based on your business that you want to turn into
But
an LLC.
2 years ago, I was not doing shows at all.
Okay.
Therefore, not producing any income from my music.
Okay.
I was also not selling merch 2 years ago.
Okay.
I wasn't doing any like partnering with organizations 2 years ago. I had
this
no.
is so exciting.
And honestly,
gosh.
it's just. It depends on what you're going out for. Like
Facts.
any opportunities that's out there, like they're gonna ask you. You might try to open up a bank. What's your EIN? What's your LLC? What's your DUNS or DUNS number? Like it just depends on like what
you
level
wanna do.
and what you're trying to do. What I would say pause on is if you don't really have an idea, but you just heard that an LLC is the right thing to
Some
do.
people, some
No,
people do that
I'm
for the
not
hell of
trying to
it. They
jump
be
out
buying
here
it.
and say I want it. Like
A lot
that's
of
not what I'm
people do,
trying to do.
You got your ideas and you're ready.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
And make your Ohio Gateway account once you do, because the thing about it is they remember. Okay, they remember. They'd be like, wait a minute, now you certified this business on this day. You mean to tell me you didn't make no money in
Right.
this month, that
Okay.
month, that month, that month?
Okay.
Keeps you
And then
accountable.
you're going to have to go back and say, no, I didn't. And it's okay if you didn't. You could put 0, but, and you won't owe, but you might owe for filing late. Look, I'm getting too personal.
Penalty.
No, you're not. Listen,
I'm telling them everything now.
No, that's
Penalty
real.
fee.
I mean, hey, we
Yeah,
talked
that's
about
real.
being transparent. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
That means don't file late.
So all I'm
Do
gonna
what
say
you got to
is
do.
Just be ready. Once you do it, be ready to actually run a business, and that's it. Like, just be ready. Don't think that LLC is it, and you did something. No,
Because that's
The
how it's
LLC
presented
is
to
Right,
me.
and
Like,
that's
it's
gonna
a
create
certificate
you.
to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Yeah.
a certificate to begin to operate.
I love
That's-
that people are doing LLCs, but people do this, get random LLCs for the hell of it. I see
Yeah.
it all the time.
That's how it's
all the
And
presented
time.
then
to
they
me.
post them and it make
they-
me mad.
Yep,
I'll be
yep,
honest. Let me tell y'all the reason I reached out to this podcast.
Come on.
Go for it.
No, the reason I reached out to this whole thing is because I was on an ego trip, right? I left that in the past now. It's 2021, so I'm not going to go.
Yes,
back
for
on it.
growth.
But I was on an ego trip. I'm like, man, there's so many people out here who are less qualified than... And not even just less qualified, but they don't even know what they talking about who are out here. And I'm a more behind the scenes
Yeah,
type of
I feel
person.
that.
And I kind of got that, like, I got anxious. I got this, like, I would just want to go, like, punch something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to tell people, like, what this really is. And so that's when I was like, Corey, don't your friend got a podcast? Like, yo, I want to, but again.
I
I've
did.
left that-
And I got you connected
you
immediately.
did, but I had that energy, right? I was like, yo, I am ready to, like, stop. I need people to really
Put
either.
real information out there.
Yeah, like, stop with the bullshit, man.
Which is why, like, you're so
Stop
passionate
with the
about
bullshit.
facts.
I feel
you know
like-
what I'm saying? And blueprints.
For real, like I can't stand that shit. Stop talking shit, and you don't
That's
know what the
understandable.
fuck you
Right.
talking about.
Because everybody here, like some people I see online now,
Period.
they're all of a sudden gurus.
The popularity,
Man, what?
popularity
Fucking
contest is
everything.
real.
Like I
bro.
said,
Such amount of
that's
money.
the same thing that I was talking about on Clubhouse. To the point where it's almost like gurus. Yeah, like you have to put your whole ass resume and start elaborate and
Hold on one second.
We gotta go.
Who parked in the driveway?
Oh, I parked in the driveway. It's time to go.
Yeah, can you just move on the street real quick?
Your dad mad at me?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I
shit.
ain't mad.
Okay. Tell your dad I'm sorry.
Whose car is this?
But he showed like you got to move that ass out my way.
Okay, don't.
You ain't got to go home, but
But you got to go on the streets.
You're not close to the garage door from my, I mean, when you come back. No, you're not doing everything. Yeah.
But
you gonna have her close the garage door too, bro? Like,
she know what's up. She come through every week. She know the vibes. You want me to come up closer for you? When you?
I'm just playing.
Okay. Just make it. Just asking.
You know she coming back.
But no, just going off what I was saying earlier, real quick.
Okay.
Like I said, everyone online, like on Facebook, whatever, they all think they're gurus. Like they have done nothing. They have no experience in whatever field of business they're talking about. The important thing is to get out and do it.
Yes.
Because once I think, like, especially as Black people, we learn by doing stuff, not necessarily by sitting there reading or having someone tell you how to do it on a million videos on YouTube. It's you learn the basics, you learn the outline of it, and then you just attack. You hit the field and you figure out the shit as you go along. Because there's a whole bunch of things that, like, every deal I do on real estate, there's always some new shit that pops up that I've never had to deal with before. But I sit there and I figure it out.
And that's why you never look. Honestly, like, that's why this year one of my goals is to actually get out there and do, because people will be like, why don't you teach classes? Why don't you become a consultant? Can you teach me? People have offered to pay me for I know. And I'm like, yo, I don't even feel like an expert yet. Why? Because I'm always learning. Because I'm always evolving. I'm always finding that balance, like I told y'all. So to me, I don't even feel, I do know that I know a lot.
You should teach something though.
And I'm learning that. I'm learning that now. Like that's why I said, you know what, I am gonna talk a little bit more. I am gonna share a little bit. If you go on my Instagram, you wouldn't even know. You would not even know that this is the passion behind the things that I'm doing. But I have had so many people who I've met with either one-on-one or even as my mentors be like, yo, set up your calendar to take meetings, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm not even I don't even feel exactly. I don't even feel that way yet. You know what I'm saying? But I do see so many people who are less qualified getting paid for that, and they're telling people
trying to take someone's money.
They're telling people the wrong information,
money,
and that's what I said. I'm like, and so when I reached out, I'm like, man, I had to meditate and pray about it, and I'm like,
you want me to close the garage door now? Oh, yeah, you closing now? Yeah, that'd be cool. You want me to do it for you?
And I'm like, yo, I'm on an ego trip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I'm a spiritual person. So I'm like, yo, that's my ego getting to me feeling like, because I don't never want to feel like I'm better or worse than the next person. Like, that's not my thing. My thing is conversation. So I'm not trying to...
But you know what's real and what's bullshit, too.
Yeah. So it's a hard lot. That's a gray area for me. Like, yo, I can't stand it. I don't want to. The noise is distracting, man. That shit is distracting.
You know what you're talking about. You should say it. You should just want to comment. What are you lying?
I'm going to be in the comments on Facebook. Like,
girl, you better get out my section.
Why don't you get into the comments?
Because you know they love to talk.
Man.
But if you know the facts, though, say it.
Why not? Sometimes you can't knock someone else's hustle.
When I know something, I say it. I don't give a shit.
Exactly. I ain't trying to give them away at other people. But
I also don't want to talk if somebody's not willing to listen.
A little bit because it's like I'm also here for our people, and when I see people trying to take advantage of our people, I don't care if you from us or not. It's gonna make me upset.
For sure.
And like I said though, it's also like I feel like if you do it, you want to do it and people listen. Because the other part is like the fuck if I'm giving you this valuable ass information that I spent my life learning,
livelihood.
You know what I mean? Not just my college years, but actual real time field experience for you to have an argument with me about if I'm right or not. I'm not doing that.
I was just about to say I don't have
that
time.
Part I don't have time for that.
That part is not what I
used to do. These little like I used to go in there when I was really like and do these things for free. Like you know what I'm saying? Like just do. And then I was like, man, it is a pull between like, yo, should I be getting paid for this information? Or should I be just giving this knowledge? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about that? Let me ask you.
But the right people will come in your corner. You know what I'm saying? If they want it.
Also, I feel like
should they be paying for that information or should
sometimes
I be giving
it depends. It depends because you will have situations where somebody will you will give some free knowledge to somebody, and that could lead to revenue. It can very much lead to revenue.
Honestly, I will always give a little bit of free before I try and secure any bag. I'm gonna always let you know that I'm knowledgeable about what I'm doing and the process I'm using before I
try to collect.
I mean, even like right now, like somebody may be watching and they may
people are watching right now, listening.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy. Where are we live at? Because I'm just talking
Facebook,
shit.
Instagram.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
But,
I mean,
but to go off your question earlier though, for myself, if I have friends who come to me personally and ask me how do I do wholesaling, how do I do flipping, like I'll run them through the game and give them my whole story of how I did it.
Can I be your friend?
Yeah, of course. We'll talk after.
Hey. Okay.
This is Randy.
That's not true. Anyways. anyways. But at the same time, that's kind of like why I started the company too. So like we take on recruits like every month, and then we're building out our teams to basically just do wholesaling and help other investors. So like they work for me, and while they're working for me, like they're learning the entire field. Like I'll teach them how to do stuff, but like I also tell them a lot of times when they ask me every little detail about it, just go do it and jump into it. And
so you create a framework.
I created frameworks, like so, like now, like it benefits me in the sense that like they work for me, but at the same time, like I told them
they work for you. See,
at the same time though, but they
said,
when they're ready to,
they learn from you.
I hate HR. I hate employee management. I hate that part. I really do. I wish I didn't.
Too. I'm trying to get out.
I literally cannot stand it. Oh God, I forgot we're live.
No, speak your truth.
No, girl. Okay, I'm an educator. I literally I just
confronted
the education system.
Honestly, like if I could sign contracts and never see people and everything would be done the right way, that would be like my ideal world. I just can't.
You always want to
gotta handle the most important parts of your business though. You gotta handle the most important parts of your own business. And then things that you can delegate to other people.
Accidentally a people person. Like that's not
accidental. You have a whole brand. You supposed to, because I am for one. Listen, like I said, if I don't click with you, I ain't buying your stuff.
Yeah. But no, the important thing about working for somebody or working with somebody is to learn the process while you're doing it, and then when you're ready to go out and do it yourself, you have all the knowledge to go and do it now. So I teach them all about like flipping houses.
You're making this about you still.
It's about me, but it's about.
It's always been about Randy.
It's not a therapy session.
It's about me.
All right, I'm done.
Randy, I worked out with Randy, and Randy while we're working out, trying to get me to go poach him some women.
Because you have all the best connects.
I'm telling you, it's always about Randy.
Got that.
Okay, it's always about Randy.
Okay.
You know all the cute girls at the gym. What?
I do know all the cute girls at the gym. I do, and I don't even know how I'll be knowing them. I just.
So how does this usually go? Like, is it just like, hey Corey, I like her?
No, here's how it goes.
Yes.
Right? I'll see a cute girl. I'm like, Corey, you know her, right? He's like, yeah, I know her. I'm like, Corey, hook me up.
Go ahead, talk to her for me.
And then
for you,
he's like, no, he's flat out denies me every time. He has not done this one time for me. Corey is very selfish. I just want to put that out there.
Wait, listen.
But this whole conversation,
Randall, can you ever return that favor for me? Shut up.
Not the way you want to. No.
I have nothing to say to you. Okay, if you can't pay my bill and you're asking me to pay yours, then you have nothing.
That's a word.
This is a friendship, Corey.
You have nothing.
Wow, that just checked me on.
Friendships are plutonic and mutual. Okay, if I give nothing and receive nothing, then it's cool.
I spot you sometimes, don't I?
Where?
Oh my goodness.
Where? When?
Bench press.
How? And why?
Because you needed it.
Scary.
No, I don't.
That's a scary time.
You don't know. That's a lie. That's
my contribution, Corey. I was waiting
That's an absolute lie. And no, I will not be your poacher, your fish boy for you.
Wow.
All right,
Poacher
all right. Hold on, real quick, because I really do need to know this. Okay, so what field are you an expert in? Just give me one off the top. Boom.
Okay,
boom.
people.
What field are you expert in?
Media.
What field are you expert in?
Music.
What field are you expert in? Real estate. Are you giving that information for free?
No.
Ooh, half and half.
Sometimes.
Y'all cheating.
Okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
Listen, stop it.
Overall, yes.
Are you giving
Overall,
yes?
yeah.
Are you giving the information for free? No.
Most of the time.
No. That's
too hard.
That's literally what it is, though. Most of the time.
Are you giving the information
She
for
better
free?
be giving us a
Are
professional
you
development
taking a
course.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm giving it out for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I'm in training.
No. Yes.
I said no.
Yes.
Ma'am. I said no.
Oh wait, hold on. You're giving it for free.
Yes.
You're not giving it, and I'm talking about this is million. You can get $1 million for this information that you got in your brain.
Before you said that,
because the people I give it to are people from my own community. So like, the more black people who know about real estate, the better we are.
But you're not making any money off of it.
That's cool. I'm making my own money.
I'm just asking. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you're not making no money off of it, and you're giving it for free. Okay. You're not making any money. Are you gonna make $1 million off of what's in your brain? Do you? Or no, you are going to make $1 million.
I said no before you equated the $1 million.
Are you going to make $1 million? What's in your brain?
Oh yeah. Yes.
You see how he changed his answer?
Yes.
Of course.
I am, but I'm not.
No. Free.
How?
Okay.
I'm gonna make $1 million from it, but right now it's free though, cause hey, this is free. It's like the studio in March, cough, but yeah, it's free.
He said so. Right now it's yes, but it's gonna be a no.
Yeah. Starting in March, it will be a no. I'm gonna get a studio, a creative
studio. You got a date? Hold on.
He's ready. You got
I'm
the
ready.
LLC.
I'm ready to roll.
You got the LLC
into
established and
existence
everything.
in 6 months from now. Okay?
Bruh, he got
a school. too.
He got a trial on OnlyFans for y'all hoes. Okay.
Yeah, no, this is
about as
this
soon
is
as the
3 year
child
trial.
period run out, baby. It's
I'm in now.
Listen, I've been doing this
now.
for 3 years now, and people know what's up. In order for this to grow, the money got to come from somewhere. But now everything is free. People come to the show for free. I do everything for free.
Are you doing sponsorships? Are you getting sponsorships from places?
Nope.
No.
He will for them shades.
Yeah.
You should be getting sponsored by whoever makes those shades though. Cause you wear them.
I ain't gonna shout them out, but this is another paragraph from Amazon.
Whoever made them shades.
Yeah.
You better find them.
You better sell them on the Amazon page yourself. You better
Lavish Journey shades.
Or all of this Black Lives Matter, black money, black wealth. You better buy from a black-owned business.
Shades, yeah.
You can sell shades, bruh.
Like you do. You already do book bags.
You can sell earphones, bruh. You can sell
really
tablecloths,
could.
bruh.
Not tablecloths.
What's up? Let's go.
I sell book bags,
Not a
book bags, y'all.
tablecloth.
Y'all watch it, come get a
Water.
book bag. But yeah.
Can your company produce backpacks?
Yes.
Listen,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Listen.
Collaboration right here. Let's go.
You said you in which mall?
If you ever say I ain't done
Great
nothing
Northern.
for you.
Okay.
I'll be in there.
That was
You
not
gonna
right
see-
there.
Hold on,
That
so-
was
I can do
was
polos.
good.
I'm gonna ask her.
Oh, so for
I can
we're
ask
actually
for you.
we're trying to get a whole bunch of crew necks made right now.
Oh, easy.
See?
Yeah, with our logo on and everything.
I need
we can do
somebody-
that.
Shirts?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
easy.
know? Can you do that?
Yeah.
That's a 2
We
for
hit
1
you up
special.
for
Did I
sure.
do
Let me
it?
see.
One
Yeah,
and
I just
will.
need your
You want some money from
logo.
us now,
Logo,
Corey?
here, go to
Yes.
the website.
I'll take a cut. I'll take a cut.
It's called what now?
Westwingestates.com. It's the big bird right
I
in the
need
middle.
you
Just
to
so you know,
design
I
this
did that for
this
you.
sweatshirt I got for Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, I do want to get into merch though.
Yeah,
more
I need the-
merch, I should say. 'cause-
Listen.
You need.
Estates.
What? Oh, the hoodie. You like
Thank
the
you,
fifth
ma'am.
person to ask me
Thank
about
you.
this. I'm gonna order them.
I was
Thank you.
the. I was
Just
the
know
third
that Christmas
and the
is
fifth.
coming around
Got
soon.
you.
You got
Okay.
about 11 months.
I got you. I got you.
11 months.
February.
March.
Oh, you know what? You can.
Oh, no, March.
You can do the birthday
here
if you
for it.
need to.
Grand opening.
Yeah.
I'm going to West Wing Estates.
I want it on the
.com,
back
yeah.
though. No, I don't. I want it on the front.
All right. After she's gonna looking up, we about to close this out. Got a question for y'all though.
Okay.
No.
Oh, matter of fact,
You
hold
see
on.
it?
I got
No.
I got this new card game though. Shout out to Table Topics. I used them for my interviews, and they were some pretty decent questions. Nothing
ain't got
explicit.
time.
No, there's no wild stuff. I do
you know
interviews
how
as well.
you be getting.
Oh, the Firebird?
Yep, right there.
All right, let's see.
All we need is it right there.
Looking like a phoenix ashes. You
Do
remember
they?
that?
If they know about it, they know about it, baby. Okay.
So that's what it's for. It's a phoenix bird.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at
My
that.
first.
What color crew necks?
Black.
Okay. All right, we ain't gonna talk no more. We just,
My-
we'll just
Okay,
I give you a
whatever
card.
you get, I need to support. Okay, so I'll buy one.
You get one?
You got a customer.
you.
Okay.
That's what's up.
She the girl.
Listen,
Somebody
Okay,
pick one
dope.
card out of here. This one card.
I was
What
stunting in my
happened,
little sweatsuit today, honey.
We needed to get a picture.
Listen,
I want to get a picture.
I want a photo shoot.
Or you just read it off. We all gonna answer
Oh,
it.
I don't
We
like
all
that.
gotta
You
get
don't
one.
like your? You want to try again?
Cause they asked me about volunteering.
Well, I
She
volunteer.
like volunteer. She's like,
Not
yeah,
really.
Not in 2021.
pay me.
Maybe another year.
Don't
They
y'all look.
all
y'all
pretty.
looking.
They all pretty the same though, so that you know.
So
Okay.
you don't get to pick another one.
We all gotta pick one.
I do
No,
like my other one.
I wish we
better.
were off that one topic.
That's what you get.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we about to run off that one topic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The fate of our answers.
Come
I
on.
should have kept the volunteer one.
It's
Gosh,
okay.
dog
Now
it.
she
No, I'm
gotta
just
keep it
messing.
now.
You want it?
Go
It's
ahead.
still here.
Yeah, let me have that one.
Choices,
That's not it.
choices.
That one was about food. That's not
Oh,
as deep.
that's-
Food is a beautiful thing.
That's not as deep as this one.
All right.
Food is wealth.
So you gonna edit this whole situation? How long is y'all podcast shows usually?
2 hours. We've been on here for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Have we really?
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having
time flies
You've been
by
out
on
here
the
for
podcast.
longer than that.
Intellectual
we haven't had such
conversations.
conversations. It just flows.
We just started out on conversation. You
Oh,
don't know
we
when
didn't
he
start at
started the
8:30.
podcast.
No, and it will be up tomorrow, and the video will be up on Thursday.
You've
Hey.
been getting like really good with that.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Look at him, yeah.
Oh, his return time.
Yeah.
I looked on. I said,
I'm proud of you.
Let me
Lord.
follow everybody on. I am an Instagrammer. Okay, so I
Follow
want
me
to
on
follow
the
everybody
gram.
on Instagram.
Do
he
you-
gonna mention our names at the end.
Oh, yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
we do a certain
we're gonna do
Let me
thing.
shut
I got
up
it.
then, cause this ain't even my thing.
And he'll tag you in a post.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
will.
Am I gonna look like
You can look
or-
fly.
You gonna look how you look.
You're going to look however you
Right
came
now?
You're
in.
fine.
What you're going to look like is however you came in here looking.
Listen. Period. So you.
So we're not gonna post for this picture.
No,
Yeah,
we
It's gonna
are.
be whatever.
Don't you
we're gonna
post
It's
with a
gonna be
thumbnail?
whatever still
Yeah.
shot you like.
It's gonna be some
scared
everything.
What?
My purse fell off. And
So,
I just saw a
Thought for
strap.
animal.
so what's the question? So
Just
we can
to cut a
close out.
dog.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, go for
Are
it.
y'all ready to go?
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying.
You said
I need to host a podcast one
You
day.
should.
All right,
You
here
don't
we
have
go.
one? Sorry.
No.
You want to get one set up? I produce shows too. We talk about that afterwards. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. For real.
You better go ahead.
Yeah.
You know she loves.
I'm producing like 5 shows.
You know, I be on Clubhouse all the time.
Yeah.
She's a yapper.
Yeah.
If you went on a volunteer, if you went on a volunteer vacation, who would you most like to help?
Like Planet?
Oh, I
already have my answer.
I have an answer to this question too.
All right, let's go this way then.
Who would I most like to help? I've mentioned this already. I love people with special needs. Like, I love special needs kids. That's personally why I work with special ed, because their mindsets are different, and it's a different challenge for me than regular ed kids. So I, Down syndrome, like all of that. Like, call me weird, could care less, but that's what I like. That's one of the things I love.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think I would help the teens out to help find not their path necessarily, but let's say they like to do something creative wise. You know what I mean?
My job.
Yeah, I help connect them with their creativity. Like, I want to draw. Okay. Well, I can plug you in with some artists or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's how I probably help. Probably ages 15 and up, the ones that's about to enter the real world, so they don't got to be out here looking lost and shit. You got to go to college, because you really don't have to. I went to college, but you don't have to go to college.
You don't. You really don't.
So, yeah, that's what I do.
Although everyone in this room has or is.
Yeah.
You ain't lying. I start the 19th. Pray for me, y'all.
I mean, that's cool.
I start back the 19th too, honey. Yeah.
I'm done with that shit.
I would.
Don't brag.
I would dive. Honestly, I want to do this anyway. So this is like, actually maybe like an affirmation. I definitely want to be more of an advocate in the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote a record about it, the whole 9, but I think the next step would be just being like an advocate outside of like music, just like being present in the community. I have actually signed up. CSU has a mentorship program.
Do they really?
Yeah, I've been talking to their LGBTQ center about some different stuff. But yeah, I actually signed up to be a mentor, so that's actually something that I'm already pushing forward into.
I want you to meet one of my students, because he's transitioning. He wants to be transgender.
Got you.
And he's slowly starting to come out. Like, it's one of the things, like you said, like other people see it and they were just waiting on him to accept it. And
that was her for me.
Yeah.
That was her for me.
Right, doesn't it make you feel like, thank God?
Yes, God damn it, come out, shit.
But that's how it.
I mean, I'm sorry.
No, but for real, that's how it is for people when they see it. Like, I'm waiting on you.
She wasn't the only one.
Yeah,
but she definitely. Yeah,
people that love you and care about you. I told him, I would say,
bro, it's cool.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'll let you know. Okay. Yeah. I have to get a feel and see if that's what's necessary, but I will let you know.
Sure.
If
I would love it.
And talk to him.
I would love it.
What was the question again?
So, if you went on a volunteer vacation, who would you most like to help?
Kind of like Justin said, like the young college students coming out of college.
You said teens, but that's okay.
Well, teens.
Teens going into college.
For me, it would be the kids coming out of college.
Yeah, okay.
Coming out of college?
Coming out of college. Like, let them
transition to the real world.
Good. Transition to the real world. Like, those folks, I remember, like, at that point in time,
that's good.
It was just all about, like, figuring out a 9-to-5 job and, like, doing all the things that, like, they told you to do right and thinking that would lead to the life you wanted. But really, you got to create the life you want.
True.
And so I would just spend my time with those kids, like, picking their brains, trying to figure out who they want to become, and then, like, filling in the blanks where I could and pointing in the right direction where I didn't know better. So
I feel like had somebody told me that when I graduated high school.
That's why I want to get to them.
Yeah, like
I remember sitting in graduation.
Hey, that's you get them. You get them before they get trapped into the sauce.
I'm a computer science major, and even then, like I went through this journey of, I'm not. Yes, I am. I'm not. Yes, I am, and I just accepted it.
Like my little brother and one of my other business partners, like one's 18, and my little brother is 22. And
you have a business partner
he's 18 and he drives a nice ass Audi. He's like
he's on it.
He's on it. He's hustling.
He grasped it.
He grasped it. He learned the concept, hit the market, and made it work. Yeah. And that's what it takes. You don't have to do, like I said, what they tell you to do. It's just figuring out the basics of whatever industry you want to be a part of and finding a way for you to get inside of it and make it work from there.
And being okay with that.
And being okay with it. It's going to be uncomfortable at first, but then you find a zone that works for you and you just grow. You rework it and you grow.
And like you said, the right people will come in your corner to support you in that.
Well said.
What about you, ma'am?
Oh yeah, did you even go? Yeah.
I'm going straight to the fast black girls in the hood before they become baby mamas. Okay, that's my job. I'm letting them know it's a bigger world out there. Don't get me wrong. Not all of us become that. There are definitely exceptions.
Because you have 0 children, man.
Okay, but I know the ones who do. I got friends who became, and they still my friends to this day. But
hey, man,
I am just here to show them a whole nother way, option, variable in the whole equation of life. So I'm definitely going straight to the girls, straight to the African American girls, and teaching them what I know and just trying to hone in on their own personal interests. It is so many black girls out here who do bomb hair, nails, sewing, I mean anything, tech, whatever. Like give it to us and we'll figure it out. To be honest, I want them to learn how to not only turn their hobbies into business, but I also want them to learn how to be queens in their household and uplift their black men and turn them into kings before they begin having children with them. For sure. And so that we can begin to nurture these black families and live on and prosper and rebuild our kingdoms. So that's my that's my goal.
Black women struggle with that.
Man, and we the keys to the kingdom, but we ain't gonna talk about it.
That's real. I like that.
Y'all are. That's a fact.
Women are the key.
I think so.
I mean, I'm gay, but women are the key.
Hey, if a gay guy can say that, then that means it's facts for sure.
I mean, we're your best friend for a reason.
Hey.
Okay.
Factual. So, before we go out the air, can y'all drop y'all Instagrams for the people that's listening and watching it?
Go ahead.
Ladies.
Sure. Yes. So my
blah blah.
Stop. Hey, now that's
don't be now. This is the spotlight.
No, I love. If anybody who really
I don't even want to go anymore.
Anybody who really knows me know I love the fuck out of this person. So don't even let that bother me.
My personal Instagram is Althea Tatiana, which is my first and middle name. Althea AT.
She was trying to be like me.
Excuse me. I had my Instagram before you. I don't know. Maybe not. ALTHEA_TATYANA. That's my personal Instagram where you can reach me about all things outside of printing, commercial print orders, etc. If you want to reach me in regards to that, then I'm found at NoBasis Co. That's my company's Instagram. Again, we are helping people express themselves through clothing.
How you spell it?
NoBasis, NoBasisCo. NoBasis Co.
Period.
Oh, you keep finishing your thing. You said you just help people express their ways. Okay.
He want me to keep going. Yeah. You better edit this because it don't sound good.
He's not. It's fine. Go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. So, if you want to talk to me about clothing and apparel and expressing yourself through what you wear, we also have we also do commercial print orders. You can book events with us. We do something called hydro dipping where we can customize shoes and accessories.
Girl, stop.
It is. Sorry. You can find us at Great Northern Mall if you want to visit, but if you just want to check us out on
with
social
a damn
medias,
mask on. I don't want to see none of y'all hoes in there without a mask.
I'm not gonna get through this. I just don't feel like I'm gonna get through this.
It's cool. We do this all the time at the end of the show.
I'm done. I just had to let them know.
It takes us 10 minutes to close out.
It is NoBasis. NoBasis. NoBasisCo, and that's because you create the base of the brand. Hey. We will help you express whatever your thoughts are onto clothing in real time. That's me.
Sounds good.
That's what's up.
Amen.
Sister Chantel.
Oh, how you doing? Right.
Reverend Deacon.
Put on my white outfit. I'm a deaconess up in here.
All right.
Do you hear me?
Anyway,
listen, I was with the white gloves.
Yes,
you better let them know. Okay,
yes,
sit down and take your pamphlet. I'm done. So my Instagram is at My Rich Brown Life. Nothing is capitalized. Everything is all together. Let's see. TikTok is actually Chantel Breon. I lied to y'all earlier. ShantelleBreyon. And Facebook is the same. So have fun with that.
Dope.
No weirdos allowed. Thanks.
Go ahead, brother Corey Michaels.
This is your show. Gotcha. Forgot. My name is Corey Michaels. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Corey, Corry, Michaels, Michaels. All my information should pop up.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a really cool dude. Got some interesting projects coming out this year. So make sure you stay tuned. And make sure you guys stream my new album.
Yeah. And lastly, my name is Randall Howard, Randall Charles Howard, full name. You can find me on Instagram at westwingestates.com.
I forgot the camera was over there.
And,
you should have queued me up, bro. You could have been looking at the camera the whole time.
And you could hit up my website for westwingestates.com. Like I said, if you're looking to become a real estate investor, just hit us up through there. We'll contact you and get you started from there. What else? That's it.
He makes the shmoney.
It's all on you. All right, y'all all set?
That's it.
All right, I'd like to thank y'all for coming on the show.
I want to redo mine because I wasn't
Stop.
So I'm at NoBasis Clothing, Althea. You know, check me out. I got some gems to drop. I'm gonna be dropping my consulting packet. No, just playing.
No, she is around.
Oh yeah, if you want to learn real estate, hit us up over at West Wing Estates.
He just bought me a house.
And bought me a car.
4 houses, 4 rooms.
Birkins.
But yeah, hit us up. You can come work with the company for a little while, and then once you feel like you got the basics, you go off on your own, do your own thing. But we'll definitely teach you how to get there.
Edit that out for me.
Oh, this all live.
I'm gonna smack you, Corey.
No, where are we live?
Hold on. Before we officially get off, though, thank y'all for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Live.
And with that being said, ladies and boys, girls, thank you for watching or listening to Lavish Journey podcast, where we create, inspire, and spread greatness. We out of here. Post a picture, y'all. We good.